Hello, everybody, and welcome in for another edition of Black Bears Hockey here on YouTube, home of all Binghamton Black Bears action. You're getting a look at the Zamboni making its final passes as warm-ups have concluded, meaning it is time for us to kick off another edition of the Triple Cities Family Dental Pregame Show. Triple Cities Family Dental always makes your smile their priority. You can schedule an appointment by calling them 607-545-4148 today. Before we get to tonight's special color commentator, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to another broadcast here tonight. Cole Parenti back home for his final days of Christmas break, and we will be joining us Friday and Saturday next week when the Black Bears return home. We want to welcome Nolan Egbert, one of the goaltenders for the Black Bears, up to the Jeff Kai's Auto Sales broadcast booth here tonight. Nolan, thank you for joining us up here, and Black Bears are looking to get a little bit of redemption and get back in the win column.
Well, thanks for having me, Brooksy. Absolutely. Tonight is a very important game for the Black Bears, if not for the standings, just for the mentality going forward against this Danbury Hat-Tricks team. Big point of emphasis is just going to be playing a more physical game. If I believe correctly, the team only gave about 6 hits last night, and those were in the first and second periods. Just let the foot off the gas and let the Danbury Hat-Tricks back into the game. Another point of emphasis is just to ignore the external factors, such as the referees. Obviously, people were a bit incensed last night about the non-calls, the calls going against the team, and that sort of thing. The idea is to almost believe that you're going into this game a -1, -2 already. So if you go up by 1, 2, even 3 goals, you need to understand that that lead is not a guaranteed thing. That is something that you have to keep putting the forward momentum going down the ice. Got to make sure that the Hat-Tricks are not in the game anymore. Try to send those fans running to those cars by the third period.
Yeah, you don't want to take your foot off the gas. As Cole said last night, you give them an inch and they're take a mile, and it is the third consecutive multi-goal comeback against the Black Bears here in these matchups. It was a 3-goal deficit erased last night in the third period, led by Chase Harwell and Johnny Ruiz. Harwell getting the second and third goals of the game for the Hat-Tricks, and Ruiz getting the game-tying goal up at 4. Overtime, completely different story, dominated by the Black Bears. They outshoot Danbury 8-1. Danbury had the first shot of the extra frame, but then did not have another shot on goal for the remaining 5 minutes of the winner-take-all period. Binghamton did not score on the power play. They did hit 4 posts in their opportunities in overtime. And then, obviously, we need to talk about the questionable call on the shootout. We have talked about it. We've rewatched it. And I think there needs to be a little bit of clarification on some of the way that people are understanding or misunderstanding the rules. So, as a shooter in the shootout, and Nolan, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong here, you are allowed to stick handle the puck backwards. You just cannot stop your forward progress or moving side to side, because that's how the Datsu flip became like a major thing in hockey. Is he would have the puck behind him and just outweight the goaltender and flip it up. So you are allowed to carry the puck backwards. You just can't be the one skating backwards.
Absolutely, that's correct. So that was the complaint the Black Bears had that night. The move made by Logar was, in my opinion, beautiful. He absolutely just deked McCollum out of the net, and he was down for the count. And I believe the referee saw him wind back for the shot and decided to call that an end of the forward momentum, even if his skates were still moving as ever slowly they were. But it's a tough way to lose a game in any sense.
Yeah, highway robbery was the term being thrown around the locker room on the way out of the arena back to the hotel last night. But for right now, you have to turn the page and move on, and maybe the best thing is you don't get too much time to linger on the loss, because you don't want to let Friday's game beat you on Saturday. You need to turn the page and move on. And speaking of moving on, we will move on to our first commercial break of the night. When we come back, we'll have tonight's injuries and scratches. Take a look at the standings and how they got shook up last night as we get ready to go here for the rematch against the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Brooks Hill and Nolan Egbert calling the game tonight here on YouTube. We'll be back in just a moment.
Fans, the Black Bears are back in town on Friday, January 19th and Saturday the 20th for a weekend showdown against the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Don't wait. Get your tickets ahead of time by visiting BinghamtonBlackBears.com. Can't wait to see you there.
Advancements in new clinical therapies are made possible by heroes like you. Velocity Clinical Research is looking for volunteers to participate in clinical research studies. Compensation is provided. There's a Velocity location near you on Upper Front Street in Binghamton. Learn more about participating and becoming a Velocity medical hero today.
All about you make me think of good things. Good things. Like calming tempers down. Good things. And passing them around. So stand up and cheer. Well, that's gonna be a good thing. Share a good-natured Canadian Pilsner.
Welcome back into the Danbury Ice Arena. Brooks Hill and Nolan Egbert on the call here tonight. You're listening to the Triple Cities Family Dental pregame show. Triple Cities Family Dental always makes your smile their priority. You can schedule an appointment today by calling them at 607-545-4148 today. And with no time like the present to talk about the injuries and scratches tonight, brought to you by our friends over at the Court Jester Athletic Club. Technically not a scratch, but a guy placed on the IR up here in the broadcast booth with us tonight. Nolan Egbert, still on the 15-day IR, but making his broadcasting debut up here with us in the Jeff Kai's Auto Sales broadcast booth. Said booth twice right there in the same sentence. Not the best broadcasting by me. So let's talk about some of the injuries that were suffered last night. So Josh LaBelle leaves the game, does not play in the third period. Due to taking a puck near the mouth area. We were told by the Danbury staff that he got 27 stitches last night. As the lights turn off here, they start rolling the pregame promotion. He is wearing the full visor, or commonly known as the fishbowl amongst hockey players. Opposite side, Dakota Bond took a stick underneath the nose, and he was leaking a little bit as well. Not as serious as Josh LaBelle, who did not finish the game. But Dakota Bond also wearing the full visor on the blue line. So two blue liners tonight going full fishbowl. And other than that, no changes in the lineup really for either team, Nolan. And glad to see both of the guys who got shaken up a little bit can continue to play. They're going to give it a go here tonight. But both coaches happy with the way things kind of shook out last night, or at least happy enough not to change their lineups.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, anytime you see facial injuries, you get worried for the sake of whether or not they're going to lose teeth or their beautiful smiles are going to be ruined in the future. But the other side of a facial injury is typically you could play through them as long as you put on something to protect the face. If the legs are moving, the arms are fine, not concussed, it's usually not something that's going to be a detriment to how they play the next game.
Those are the Court Jester Club injuries and scratches update. The Court Jester Athletic Club is Binghamton's premier fitness facility. While we have the opportunity before they start talking on the microphone, thought we would go ahead and check out what is going on around the FPHL here tonight. One game is already underway. Watertown is playing on the road up in Michigan, and they currently trail the Prowlers 1-0 at the first intermission. Motor City and Blue Ridge getting ready to drop the puck at the same time that we are, and Mississippi and Baton Rouge are going to start about 5 minutes later than where we are in Connecticut tonight. Elmira playing in Columbus this weekend. They take on the River Dragons at 7:05. So we have a lot of games finishing up at the same time. That's a look at our out-of-town scoreboard. We're taking another timeout. Come back with the ANC starters for tonight's game, getting you ready for the Dragon Billiards first period.
You can experience gig speeds with Greenlight Networks. Our reliable fiber connection provides fast, affordable internet, so you can accomplish more in less time. We're expanding coverage in many places in the Southern Tier, and we want to be your internet provider. Visit greenlightnetworks.com and click on Check Availability to see if we're in your area. Greenlight Networks, fast, affordable internet in your hometown.
For discounted name brand clothing and footwear for the whole family, Homer Men and Boys Store is the place to shop. In business since 1951, our woman-owned family business is known for treating their customers like family. And there's nothing more important to us than backing every sale with friendly service. Come visit us to see the largest pair of jeans in the world. Come see what we have for you.
House lights still dark here in Danbury as the Black Bears have taken the ice and filled up the bench on their side. The Danbury Hat-Trick's about to be called out of the tunnel. Different starting line here tonight, brought to you by our friends over at A&C Heating and Cooling. It'll be the top line of Gavin Yates, Tyson Kirkby, and Connor Smith up front. And then the Adrian College Bulldogs on the blue line, Dakota Bond and Daniel Stone, with Connor McAnanama making back-to-back starts in between the pipes for the Black Bears. Danbury skating out onto the ice now, and based on who was first out of the tunnel, I think I can use the process of elimination on who is going to be in tonight's starting group. Looks like Coach McCreary is going to go with the same 5 as last night, and that'll be Johnny Ruiz, Corey Cunningham, and I believe Nick DiNicola up front, and then should be Jared Yao and Josh LaBelle. Oh, excuse me. Just got past. It's Nick DiNicola, Chase Harwell, and Connor Woolley. So Chase Harwell, a 2-goal performance last night, earning the right here to start as we welcome in our guest color commentator tonight, Nolan Egbert from North Massapequa over in Long Island. Not too far away from where we are here in Danbury. Nolan, 3 points back up available here as we approach the halfway point of the FPHL season. Still, Black Bears only with 2 losses in regulation time after starting October 14th, and now we find ourselves January 13th. Pretty impressive, and really no need to hit the panic button.
Absolutely not. I think the lack of regulation losses goes to show the tenacity that this team has. At no point, even if they're up and they go down, if they're not going to let the collapse come in the way of making sure that they, at the very least, get points out of the game.
That is the voice of Black Bears goaltender Nolan Egbert. Want everybody to be patient with Nolan tonight. He is going to be running the scoreboard for us here on the live stream. We're very excited about that. So everybody can just give him a little bit of patience. They're going to step aside for the presentation of the national anthem. When we come back, we'll have the Dragon Billiards first period. So don't go anywhere, anybody. Black Bears hockey right around the corner.
Advancements in new clinical therapies are made possible by heroes like you. Velocity Clinical Research is looking for volunteers to participate in clinical research studies. Compensation is provided. There's a Velocity location near you on Old Vestal Road in Vestal. Learn more about participating and becoming a Velocity medical hero today.
Whether you're a high school or college athlete or a weekend warrior, Guthrie is the area's premier sports medicine program, offering injury evaluation, concussion management, physical therapy, and more. With a full team of providers across New York and Pennsylvania offering same or next day appointments, Guthrie gets you back in the game as quickly as possible. Call the Guthrie Sports Medicine team today at 866-GUTHRIE or learn more at guthrie.org/sportsmed.
Are you ready to take your billiards game to a whole new level? Dragon Billiards Instruction and Pro Shop has everything you need to impress your friends and crush your opponents. American Q Sports certified coach Kim the Dragon Young is now accepting new students. From novices to pros, the Dragon helps you find your best game with in-person or online instruction available worldwide. Need help with stance, stroke, or alignment and aiming? We've got you covered. Looking for advanced cue control techniques and trick shots? No problem. Follow us on Facebook at Dragon Billiards Instruction and Instagram at Dragon Billiards Kim for free daily tips and drills, upcoming tournaments and events, as well as exciting contests and giveaways. Subscribe on Patreon for personalized video content. Visit our online pro shop for the lowest prices on the highest quality pool cues, accessories, and Dragon Billiards gear. Dragon Billiards Instruction and Pro Shop, breathing fire into your game.
Welcome back in, everybody, for another edition of Black Bears Hockey. Brooks Hill and Nolan Egbert going to be on the call tonight. Danbury and Binghamton yet again as the elementary school kids making their way off the ice. Place has been a house of horrors for the Black Bears, but this year they've escaped every time with at least a point. And they will try to maintain that streak here tonight, hopefully picking up the 3 with a regulation win. So welcome in, partner tonight, Nolan Egbert. It's nice to have a player's perspective up here on color, because as people know, me and Cole did not play college or professional hockey.
Well, I wouldn't say you guys aren't exactly inefficient when it comes to figuring out what the minutia of the game is. You guys have been more than fine on that regard.
Well, we thank you, Nolan, for being up here. Puck is back in play as it's dropped. Dakota Bond with the full visor getting his first touch. And now Josh LaBelle on the opposite side for Danbury getting his first touch as well. Harwell coming in, but his ice is nullified by Dakota Bond. And now Bond comes over the blue line trying to get it over to Kirkby, who's on a 4-game goal-scoring streak. Smith holds for a shot. It was wide of the target. Gets over to the rebound, and he corrals it, toes the blue line, and throws it to an open corner where Tyson Kirkby was waiting for it. Handled at the blue line temporarily by the Black Bears defense, but instead, this is shot down the length of the ice off of some players' skates, and this will be no icing. Keep the puck in play. Anderson, skate to stick. Going one-on-one with Steve Brown. McCollum out to steer the puck away. And now Zinchenko takes a heavy hit, loses his helmet in the process. And those are one of the talking points that Coach Sherwood was mentioning earlier in tonight's game. He wants 10-plus hits a period for the Black Bears. Does not want to be pushed around. That was written up on the whiteboard. It's one of our Tully's Coaches Corner segments here tonight. Next whistle, we'll talk about some other ones as Oliveri delivers hit number 2 pretty loud in the Danbury end. Oliveri brushes off Abdella. That allows Weber to corral the puck. Shot off the shoulder of McCollum. Clear, but not out. Logar, stuff chance. McCollum dives on top of it. And there's our first stoppage of tonight's game. Steve Brown with some words from Andrew Logar, who shook things up with Johnny Ruiz last night, but looks like cooler heads are going to prevail this time. Binghamton with the first couple of shots on goal, and that brings me to Tully's Coaches Corner talking point number 2. 45-plus shots on goal tonight for the Black Bears. Last night, Binghamton finished with 35, something that they're not really used to, Nolan, being under 40 shots in a contest.
No, playing against the Black Bears tends to boost the other goaltender save percentage if we're not putting up more than 5-6 goals. So this has been a great start so far. Good physicality, great chance so far. Just got to make sure to keep it up.
Ivashkin loses the handle on it down low. Cunningham plays a 2-man game with Tetreault in his own end. And now John Scully, who was listed as the 10th forward last night and tonight, but did finish the game on defense, filling in for LaBelle. Gets it over to Ruiz, who fires from the blue line, looking for a rebound. A little pass off the pad. Walters knocked down by Ruiz behind the net, but Liam Anderson, his defensive partner, Gets the puck out of harm's way, gets the red line and goes cross-corner dumping. A couple of bodies get tied up in front of the benches. Binghamton stays on the forecheck, but LaBelle does clear it back out into the neutral zone. Smith waits for Anderson to clear and just wraps it around the wall. And Binghamton takes back control in their own end. So both teams playing their second game of the weekend. We started at 7:30 last night, got a 30-minute head start here tonight. Stone dumps the puck in. And Kirkby and DiNicola getting tied up with each other away from the play. And Kirkby shaking the gloves, DiNicola not wanting a part of it, and Kirkby will hop over onto the bench while the puck is behind the Black Bears net. Nolan, when you're the backup goaltender, do you get a up-close and personal view and listening ear to what guys are talking about when they're talking to opposing players?
You catch little bits here and there. You're not going to get every single little line and phrase because you're trying to keep yourself occupied with the bench, make sure everyone's getting on and off quickly. But oh yeah, you get an earful every now and again.
It was a good reverse hit by Gavin Yates, and now Connor Smith one-on-one, holding. His shot partially blocked by LaBelle. Smith to his own rebound, and the net is off the pegs though. So Danbury, I believe, will be allowed to change. I think they're going to say that Smith clipped the net on his way to chase that rebound. So this will be just a face-off here with 16-10 left to go in the period.
There's been a consistent problem with the pegs here in Danbury. It seems to be the more the regular townhouse sort of pegs, not the drilling ones we have at the vet back in Binghamton. But we work with what we have here, and we'll resume play right now.
So what do you mean by town pegs? Elaborate on that for me.
So those are typically the regular, just drop in on the ice, let the ice sort of melt to them a bit, but if they get knocked off once, they're going to keep rolling off that little hole that they put in, versus the drill-in professional pegs we have in Binghamton, where you're typically not going to take those off unless you're flying into them at full speed.
So we have a stoppage. It's the game's first penalty. And Jake Schultz is going to the box for holding. Tried to lay a hit on Ruiz. Referee said that he impeded the progress a little bit too long. And the first power play, like last night, will belong to Danbury. This is a 2-minute minor at the 4:05 mark of the first period.
So there's the double-edged sword in trying to be physical early on. You got to make sure you toe the line to not draw the eye of the referee this early, but good opportunity to make sure that Danbury doesn't get any momentum here. And it appears Wally's going to be in the bench right now.
So Walters also heading over there, as Egbert said. Looks like it's not going to be anything too bad, just pulling Walters off the ice. So it is going to be a 5-on-4 traditional power play for Danbury. Struggling power play for Danbury, but they did score last night. Kirkby takes away the puck and puts a high flip, and will give chase behind the Danbury net. Black Bears applying pressure behind the net as that puck hops up into the safety net. Danbury was trying to get it out of their own end. And Nolan, when you're a goalie, how often do you really want to see the puck in the first period? Because I've heard people who, they want to see a lot of shots early so they're locked in, but then also sometimes your team's playing so good that the puck's not getting to you.
So it's a balancing act. You want to make sure you're seeing the puck early on. So a couple of shots from the outside are always nice to get the gloves feeling nice, making sure your rebound control is feeling correct in that sort of way. But at the same time, you don't want to be facing 2-on-1s, odd man rushes, and that sort of deal, power plays. It's, as any professional athlete would say, they want to feel involved in the game.
Kirkby gets another clear from his own end. Second group of forwards come out. This is Josh Fletcher, Thomas Ray with the Adrian guys behind them on the blue line. So the first unit still out on the ice for Coach McCurry's club. Zinchenko lost a handle on it, and Bond will risk that one down behind the red line, and Yao will corral it. trying to get the re-entry. Fletcher goes for the hit on Yao. And a stretch pass over for Harwell, tries to go through the 5-hole. And McAnanama with a great save here in the power play. That's the first shot on goal this power play. This puck is touched with a high stick against Danbury, so this will lead to a face-off. And the Hat Tricks own in on the other side of this media timeout. Don't go anywhere, folks. More coming up right after this here from the Danbury Ice Arena, searching for the game's first goal.
Jersey, bring us the Hennies! Yeah!
All right, I got the Hennies. Constantly's out, eh? Oh, yeah. Cheers, baby. A win like that calls for a real celebration. Oh, yeah. I have one on that.
Getting your hands on an all-new CF Moto side-by-side or four-wheeler is now easier than ever at ExciteMotorsports.com. Purchase your next power sports vehicle with our new, easy, and quick online buying experience. Browse inventory on ExciteMotorsports.com. Buy, get approved for financing and e-sign online right from your phone. Ride, have your new power sport vehicle delivered to your home the next day at no extra charge. Browse, buy, ride. Fun starts here at ExciteMotorsports.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Here to the Danbury Ice Arena, we are underway officially. Still searching for the game's first goal. Jake Schultz is in the penalty box right now, getting that scoreboard back up here. And they say no goal, net is off the pegs, and would you look at that, same end. And the right post has come off. The Black Bears thought they had another goal, and it is washed out almost immediately. And Coach Sherwood not too happy about that. Jared Matrano explaining to the referees what's going on here. Nolan, what happened on that play?
It looks like someone clipped the netting. I'm not sure if it was McCollum or not, but McCollum made the smart play and simply not acknowledging the shot on goal and potentially risking calling it a fair play.
So Binghamton thought they had their second shorthanded tally of the season, but instead Danbury keeps control of the puck, and there's Donuts still up on the scoreboard. And with that TV timeout, first unit is able to stay out there on the ice. Ruiz throws it off the wall and behind the net. It eludes Ratcliffe and tipped into the Black Bears bench. And this is coming back to the left side of McAnanama for another face-off with 14 seconds left in the Schultz penalty.
Didn't get to mention it before the break, but that was an excellent first save for Mac. As I was saying before, it's a tough way to get involved in the game when it's a odd man rush or a one-on-one scenario like that. So good on C-Mac.
So they announced while we were at break, JT Walters as Scully fires. That shot is blocked by Bond and now cleared down the length of the ice. That ought to do it for the Danbury power play. Walters given a game misconduct, but since there was more than 10 minutes left on the game clock in the period, he will be allowed to stay in the penalty box and not sent to the locker room. So a turnover at the red line after Binghamton kills the power play of Danbury. Logar throws a shot that was tipped off the glove of McKittrick. Anderson and Scully tie up, and Dina Cola tries to hit a man in stride and chase Harwell. Tetreault gets it around Scully. Ray trying to bounce around, and McCollum comes out of his net to play the puck. That's a nifty play by the Danbury goaltender. And now McKittrick spins around Anderson. Harwell out wide, throws it in and out of the glove of McAnanama. Oliveri recovers the rebound, and the breakout for the Black Bears starts with Thomas Ray. Plays it around the kick plate to the wide side of the ice. Austin Thompson let it go back to the blue line. Binghamton's changing their defenseman right now. So Austin Thompson taking up as much time as he can while his team's getting set up. Liam Anderson, a wrister, caught by McCollum, and her hang on.
Got to start getting a bit more rubber to the net right now. The lofty goal that of 40-plus shots is not in reach if this is the pace that the Black Bears are going to take from this point on.
Fletcher tries to go between the legs of Stoichevsky. Yao read the play defensively. And now Starts the breakout. Woolley, though, lost the edge in the process up at the red line with nobody around him. Binghamton, though, cannot take advantage of the opportunity as they do not gain the zone. Schultz back on the ice for his first shift after taking that penalty. Wraps it around the high glass. Held in. It almost takes a funny bounce. That works out for Danbury. Walters plays it off the wall, down the ice. Fletcher in a skate race with LaBelle, but LaBelle will win this one, moving the puck back into the Binghamton end with 12:23 left to go. So crowd still filling in here. It's pretty full up on our side here at the Danbury Ice Arena. The TV side that you guys are seeing, I believe, had more people last night, but still early, not even 8 minutes into this one. And at this point last night, we already had goals by both teams.
Yeah, a little bit of a restrained response from both teams. I think it's kind of a feeling out process. Both teams are very aware of the fact that neither were exactly nice to each other last night. They know the Black Bears aren't happy about things going on, so I think everyone's just kind of feeling it out.
Cunningham drives wide for the hat tricks. There's a couple of shoves to Danbury, excuse me, to Kirkby, as Kirkby gets the puck out into the neutral zone. We have a penalty coming up. Slashing is the call. And that puck was touched up. And I don't know, it is a Danbury penalty. I didn't know who touched it. This is Corey Cunningham headed to the penalty box for slashing with 11:44 left to go in the period. So Danbury takes their first infraction.
It's going to be a good opportunity to see if they get that shot total going up, try to get some eyes. Get some eyes to the back of the net there.
So Cunningham sits down at 8:16 of the first period for slashing. Black Bears power play. Did go 0 for 4 last night, but trying to start off tonight 1 for 1. Yates down low below the goal line, trying to find the centering pass. Didn't like his options, and a little bit of a misplay from Yates allows Danbury to get the puck out of the zone. Oliveri steps in front of his goaltender saying, I got this. And the breakout will start. Yates flies in, pass Harwell. Goes out wide. Circling around Abdella, drawing a crowd. Got to get the defense moving on the PK. Now Yates again tries to shelf it. Save made by McCollum. Circles around. Kirkby over to Oliveri. One-timer save made by McCollum. It's underneath him. And the whistle blows, and once again, there's a pile up in front of the net.
Excellent save by McCollum there. His strength is definitely his low game. He's very good in the scramble.
And I think Jesse Anderson got pushed down on top of him, and anytime you see somebody in a different color on top of your goalie, you're going to take exception to that.
100%. It's usually frowned upon to lay a hand on the goaltender.
So second unit now out. Face-off won by Thompson. Push back. Schultz and Bond, the two defensemen out. Danbury flying around with this second unit on the ice. They're applying a little bit more pressure. Thompson, low angle, and Ivashkin tips it in for a power play goal. Nikita Ivashkin from Austin Thompson, and I believe Dakota Bond. McCollum down low, as you said, Nolan. And Ivashkin tips it up high with a lot of vacated space, and the Black Bears on the board first tonight.
Great play right there, getting traffic into the front of the net, making sure their sticks down. That's the sort of play that's going to be needed to beat McCollum, especially for a guy who's as mobile as he is down low. You have to get it over that glove.
So the officials relaying that one through. That should be Ivashkin from Thompson and Bond. Time of the goal is 9:24. And Binghamton has a 1-goal lead. So they are the team that scores first on the power play. Danbury is 0 for 1. Walter's still sitting down. He'll come out with about 5 minutes left to go. So he's got to sit through the next TV timeout all by himself as well. So this puck chipped ahead by Stoycheski into the corner. Stone plays it around for Thompson. Back out on the ice. And And off the wall, trying to spring Ivashkin. Thrown right back into the Binghamton end. So Binghamton now up to 41 power play goals on the season. That leads the FPHL. As Thompson gets a touch on this, nullifying icing. Tetreault gets the free hand around the back of Thompson. Didn't think you could do that, but John Scully tries to clear. Held in by Thompson. Down below the face-off circle. Ivashkin giving pressure against Zinchenko. Black Bears doing a good job of getting on the forecheck. And Zinchenko's helmet pops off again for the second time here in the first period.
Got to tighten that chin strap there.
You know, it's a catch-22. I understand you want to be fashionable, and the cool thing is loose chin strap, but things like that happen all the time. That can hurt.
Especially with the rule that you have to get off the ice immediately with the helmet off. Something that could easily be exploited by the other team if they know they could take you off the ice with a little tap to the back of your bucket.
Kirky plays it back up to Schultz. His shot blocked by McKittrick, and McKittrick was trying to camp out behind Schultz for that loose puck. Yates loses his glove, but picks it right back up in process. Danbury tries to go 2-on-2, but that puck hits the linesman on the entry into the zone. Works out for Binghamton this time with 11 minutes gone in period number 1. Smith, high flip, not deep enough for icing. Kirkby against Brown. As Brown has his stick lifted out behind McCollum. Tries to poke it away. McCollum gets a stick from a teammate. Smith tips it back into the corner around the vacated helmet. Binghamton cycling the puck from high to low. Abdella kicks it to an open spot. Brown with his new stick tries to pin the puck up against the wall. Kirkby battling for a loose puck, and McCollum senses the pressure and melts it down. 8:26 left to go here in period number 1. Black Bears lead 1-0 thanks to Nikita Ivashkin picking up his 16th goal of the season. We're right back after these messages.
Advancements in new clinical therapies are made possible by heroes like you. Velocity Clinical Research is looking for volunteers to participate in clinical research studies. Compensation is provided. There's a Velocity location near you on Upper Front Street in Binghamton. Learn more about participating and becoming a Velocity medical hero today.
Toyota Trucks. Let's go places.
Welcome back to the Danbury Ice Arena, everybody. A little quick coming out of that timeout. But we're right back here. Jesse Anderson flying in after Danbury couldn't get into the zone. A high shot, maybe off the bottom of the mask of McCollum. And he hangs on for another whistle, and he's going to check his helmet out, make sure all of his straps are still buckled.
Yeah, those are tough ones, especially when they catch you in the chin. It's like getting punched in the face in a bar. You don't see it coming, but you try and stomach it any way you can and move on.
Nolan, have you been punched in the face at a bar?
I mean, I don't want to go into story time here.
Okay, well, I sure hope not. So, Jared Yao now back to the action, cross-corner dumping, trying to get a home ice bounce. Doesn't get the one that he was looking for that allows the Black Bears to pick up the loose puck. Ray reversing it around for Oliveri with a nice little tight turn, but Oliveri's passed a little bit too far ahead of Logar. That'll allow Danbury to calm it down a little bit, take the puck from their own end. The top line is out for Coach McCurry's club, Cunningham, Ruiz, and Ratcliffe. Stoichevsky, though, takes a high hit, and then Ray tries to lay a second one on. Gets knocked down a little bit, but gets right back up on his feet. Cunningham throws a backhander towards the front of the net, but it's denied by the Black Bears defense. Anderson takes a look at the bench, sees his team's changing, knows he needs to take up some sweet time. And Scully knocked down to the ice, and his helmet ends up in the goal. He has to go over to the bench as well. So third time tonight a Danbury helmet has made its way down to the ice. Woolley's shot denied by McAnanamaugh. Bond reversing it around for Stone, and it calms down for just a split second.
Unfortunately for the Black Bears, helmets in the net don't count as goals for.
No, but they are black and somewhat circular. But Binghamton will be content right now with the 1-goal lead that they have. Now, I don't have the official hit count, but look out, here comes Zinchenko. Shot off the glove of Macananama, and just like last night, game tied up at 1 here in the first period. Goes off the glove of Macananama. Binghamton gets caught in an inopportune line change. And I think Weber deflected that puck off the shot. And that's what caused it to go off the bottom of the glove of Macananama.
Regardless, that's one I know C-Mac would want back. He's been critical of his own glove lately. It just seems to be something that handcuffed him a bit. Oh, funny bounce right there.
Funny bounce is name of the game here. LaBelle dumps it back in. Jake Schultz is waiting for it. So here will pick up the loose puck. 5-man breakout for the Black Bears. So Danbury scores at even strength. Binghamton scores on the power play. Yates scores on through. And it's stolen away by Harwell. Harwell goes out wide, centering up a backhander, and it's in between the legs of Macananama. Don't think he knew that where it was, but he melts it down with 5:53 left to go.
That is an excellent bounce back save there for C-Mac. That's the sort of thing that'll be able to help him regain his confidence quickly, especially after the one that squeaks by his glove.
So JT Walters comes out of the penalty box for his 10-minute misconduct. He's paired up with Liam Anderson. Louise tries a centering pass for Cunningham right in front. Logar intercepts that passing attempt, and now the Black Bears come back the other way. Jesse Anderson throws on the brakes and wraps it around the wall. Shots now, according to the big board, 8 for Binghamton, 6 for Danbury. Walters holds. Rister blocked away by McCollum, but not cleared. Ruiz gets over to the rebound, and now Danbury can come back the other way. It's a 3-on-2. Ratcliffe all the way across the ice. It's in the skates of Scully. So his play is only to go behind the net to Cunningham. Kicked it out in front. Ratcliffe a shot. Macananama made the save once again. John Scully stirring the pot once again here. Gets his helmet back on. 5:16 left to go. First period.
Didn't look like C-Mac saw that one until the last second, but luckily he stuck to his pads and was able to kill the play before any of that scramble in front of the net became an issue.
So 13:32 time of the goal for Bodan Zinchenko.
I'd like to apologize to the people watching at home for the clock. It seems to be that the scorekeeper didn't click it in time over there, and I've had my fair share of mistakes too.
It's okay. Doing a great job. Got it reset right there. 5:16 left to go. Fletcher kicked out of the face-off dot. And Thompson pushes this one over to the wall. Liam Anderson corrals it, and he gets it out into the neutral zone. Ivashkin just chips it around Steve Brown, but he takes a hit to pay the price. This puck is floated back out. Into the ceiling, I believe, actually.
Looks like it deflected off a stick and just shot up straight into the air right there.
So, offensive zone face-off coming up for the Black Bears. I think that's the first time I've seen the puck hit the ceiling here in Danbury.
It's no Binghamton in terms of ceiling height, but not particularly a low one either. So,
the shot from Thompson off the turnover, denied by McCollum. Walters from the kick plate trying to get it over to Ivashkin, but that puck chopped up into the air. Ivashkin sees it first, tries to sidestep a hit, and Abdella a little shaken up as he laid the hit on Ivashkin. So Ivashkin sidesteps Abdella, and it looks like Abdella got the worst end of it. Gets around Fletcher with a nifty little head fake, goes out wide, shot, blocker away by McAnanama and into the net, out of play. Linesman intervening here to make sure nobody gets hurt and no feelings are distraught. 4:26 left to go here, taking a timeout. Be back right after this.
Fans, the Black Bears are back in town on Friday, January 19th and Saturday the 20th for a weekend showdown against the Danbury Hat Braves. Don't wait, get your tickets ahead of time by visiting BinghamtonBlackBears.com. Can't wait to see you there.
Advancements in new clinical therapies are made possible by heroes like you. Velocity Clinical Research is looking for volunteers to participate in clinical research studies. Compensation is provided. There's a Velocity location near you on Upper Front Street in Binghamton. Learn more about participating and becoming a Velocity medical hero today.
All about you make me think of good things. Good things. Like calming tempers down. Good things. And passing them around. So stand up and cheer. Well, that's gonna be a good thing. Share a good-natured Canadian Pilsner.
Welcome back to the Danbury Ice Arena, everybody. Find ourselves in a 1-1 hockey game. 4:26 left to go in the opening period, brought to you by our friends over at Dragon Billiards Instruction. For all things billiards in the Southern Tier, you need to check out Dragon Billiards Instruction in Vestal, dragonbilliards.com. Learn, shop, repair, and lessons. Bond shoots the puck into the Danbury bench, and backup goaltender Liam Murray with his first save of the night, making sure that one of the coaches doesn't get hit, but I don't think it's going to show up in the score sheet.
Always like getting involved as the backup goaltender, get feel the puck, even if it doesn't exactly count for much on the official score sheet. Makes you feel good about yourself.
So face-off, slapped into the zone by Kirkby. Yao takes it back, paired up tonight with Josh LaBelle. Nate's got a piece of it. LaBelle tries to clear, knocked down by Dina Cola, but held in by Stone. Team's hacking and whacking at it and ends up behind the Danbury bench where Yao goes back to square one. This time Harwell plays it up for Dina Cola. Takes a push from Bond on the way through. Referee says to leave it alone and play on. And Bond was a second ago just up at the red line, and now he has the puck behind his own net. He flew down there.
Like the speed of Sonic the Hedgehog out there.
Tipped on the way through. LaBelle playing it around for Yao. Kirkby lays the hit after Yao played the puck. And then Yates with a shove on Ratcliffe. Quickly deposited back into the zone by Connor Smith. This is shot down the length of the ice. It misses McAnanama's net, and this is icing against Danbury. 3:15 left to go in the period.
Similar story to yesterday when it comes to the shots on goal and the even score to this point. We'll see if the Black Bears can get a late one there to walk away with a lead going into the first intermission, but obviously based on last night, they'll need more than that to walk away with a victory.
Ratcliffe playing it off the face-off. Danbury wins the defensive zone draw for their side to the left of their goaltender. Oliveri couldn't get it deep, and Ruiz giving pressure to Weber forces him to play the puck over to his defensive partner, Jake Schultz. Cross-ice pass for Oliveri in stride. And Oliveri wraps it around the kick plate for the former captain, Jake Schultz, matched up against current captain Ruiz. Oliveri, low-angle shot denied by McCollum. Logar has it pinned up against the wall, leaves it for Jesse Anderson. Gets separated from Yao. Oliveri waiting for his teammates to get set up, though, but a little bit too long, and that allows Danbury to take control and clear. Ratcliffe, 1-on-2, snared by McAnanama, and Schultz and Ratcliffe with some shoves for each other, but nothing coming of that one. 2:25 left to go in the period.
Schultz is a tough customer. I doubt anyone on the Hat-Tricks wants to square up with him at this moment, especially with Amesbury out of the lineup.
No, we talked to Andrew Logar about last night's fight, and he said that Johnny Ruiz was asking for a fight, and Logar had been asking him in multiple games earlier this year, so he said he felt like he got a little bit of a late shove, so he said, why not? And as Cole pointed out last night, took Danbury's best player off the ice for 5 minutes. So not necessarily the worst thing in the world. Danbury did not score while Ruiz was in the penalty box. So Ray with a hit on Scully. Excuse me. Yes, Ray with a hit on Scully. I thought I almost said that backwards. I was kind of surprised about it. Ray stays on the forecheck, going around Scully, giving 27 in black all that he can handle. And plays just played up to Stoichevsky up at the red line. And Ray's going out like a wrecking ball right now, drawing a crowd anytime he has the puck. And he's laying some hits as well. Not the loudest hits you're ever going to hear in a hockey game, but a wide shot from Woolley, snared by McAnanamaw. And Walters with a exception to that. 90 seconds left to go here in the period.
Strength of Razor's game is the fact that his forecheck is so intense, it feels like you're being chased by a swarm of bees. It's inescapable, and you know his presence is just constant and surrounding you.
Chased like a swarm of bees. Haven't heard that one before. Gonna have to put that one in the vault. See if that one makes an appearance later this season.
Well, glad I could contribute to the future of the broadcast.
Binghamton draws it out of the far corner. They get it back into the neutral zone, but Gavin Yates lost the handle on it. Stolen back temporarily by Connor Smith. Black Bears in the neutral zone right now at the red line, playing it over to Gavin Yates. It was Walters. He slaps it around the wall. Connor Smith against Abdella. Poked up into the air. Knocked out like a baseball bat by Dina Cola. Final minute here in the period. Harwell takes a shove from Walters right in front of the Black Bears bench. Danbury was on a delayed offside, so they retreat, change their players. Smith, though, missed the pass. It leads to a takeaway for Danbury. Cross ice over for Ruiz. It hopped over his stick, low angle off the backside of the net. And now Bond picks his head up, surveys his option. Danbury retreats a little bit and gets set up in their forecheck. So 25 seconds left to go. Stone cross ice, didn't get it up high enough. Ruiz knocks it down. Yao and Anderson get tied up. No arms go up, so we play on. Delayed offsides once again. Danbury retreats. 10 seconds left to go in the opening period.
Based on that play right there, I'd assume the referees would like to stay as uninvolved in this game as possible.
So, linesman intervenes right there, and they will call for an icing with 3.7 seconds left to go. Looks like McCollum will stay put. Notice that the Black Bears sometimes in late period situations have pulled the goalie to get that extra attacker out there with very little time left to go, but I guess 3.7 is still enough to win a faceoff and shoot it down the length of the ice.
Best not to risk it, especially at this point.
Puck tied up in the corner. Stone does the smart thing and pins it up against the wall, and we will head to the locker room tied at 1. So shots on goal, according to the scoreboard, favor the Hat Tricks 11-10, and we are tied at straight numbers after one period. LaBelle and Kirkby with some words for each other, but looks like cooler head's going to prevail, and Cunningham hanging out by the Binghamton door is going to be ushered back to the Danbury side by one of the linesmen.
Certainly can't call it a bad start for the Black Bears. Not the excessive lead in shots or goals that they would have liked, but at the same time, walking into the first intermission in a tie game is nothing to be completely disappointed in.
Goals by Bodan Zinchenko and Nikita Ivashkin. In the first period, Binghamton's on the power play. Danbury's at even strength. Sends us to the Excite Motorsports intermission report. We will take a quick timeout, come back right after this, everybody. Going to the locker room, tied at 1.
You can experience gig speeds with Greenlight Networks. Our reliable fiber connection provides fast, affordable internet, so you can accomplish more in less time. We're expanding coverage in many places in the Southern Tier, and we want to be your internet provider. Visit greenlightnetworks.com and click on Check Availability to see if we're in your area. Greenlight Networks, fast, affordable internet in your hometown.
For discounted name brand clothing and footwear for the whole family, Homer Men and Boys Store is the place to shop. In business business since 1951, our woman-owned family business is known for treating their customers like family. And there's nothing more important to us than backing every sale with friendly service. Come visit us to see the largest pair of jeans in the world. Come see what we have for you.
Welcome back, everybody. First intermission report brought to you by our friends over at Excite Motorsports. Browse, ride, and buy free next day delivery to New York and Pennsylvania. You can visit them online anytime at excitemotorsports.com. They got the intermission shootout coming up, so I'm going to trying to not get interrupted by the goal horn as best I can. If I see the puck going in and I stop talking, you know why. So, Nolan, we find ourselves tied up at 1. What are the differences in this game's first period compared to last night's, obviously with the score being different?
So, Black Bears definitely took Coach Sherwood's message to heart when it came to physicality. There were a lot more bodies flying about than we had in the first game. But besides that, it's been a lot tighter of an affair. It seems to be Black Bears had less grade A scoring opportunities than they did last night. So I would think the hat tricks tighten themselves up on the defensive end as well.
That's the voice of Black Bears goaltender Nolan Egbert, filling in for Cole Parenti. Cole will be back on the call Friday night from Binghamton at home. And we're very excited for Nolan to be up here. I think he's doing a great job. He's also running the scoreboard for everybody tonight. And he's done a pretty bang-up job for his first time getting familiar with the software and the system as well. We will take a timeout, come back with the out-of-town scoreboard, the Columbia Mutualized stat sheet, and also talk about the 2 goals a little bit more in depth. So don't go anywhere, folks. More coming up right after this.
Are you ready to take your billiards game to a whole new level? Dragon Billiards Instruction and Pro Shop has everything you need to impress your friends and crush your opponents. American Q Sports certified coach Kim the Dragon Young is now accepting new students. From novices to pros, the Dragon helps you find your best game with in-person or online instruction available worldwide. Need help with stance, stroke, or alignment and aiming? We've got you covered. Looking for advanced cue control techniques and trick shots? No problem. Follow us on Facebook at Dragon Billiards Instruction and Instagram at Dragon Billiards Kim for free daily tips and drills, upcoming tournaments and events, as well as exciting contests and giveaways. Subscribe on Patreon for personalized video content. Visit our online pro shop for the lowest prices on the highest quality pool cues, accessories, and Dragon Billiards gear. Dragon Billiards Instruction and Pro Shop, breathing fire into your game.
When you care about something, you take care to protect it. The family that depends on you, and the future you're planning for them.
You'll have your own college stories too someday.
With sound advice, smart strategies, and a broad variety of life insurance options, Security Mutual can help provide for the people you care about and also help you reach your financial goals.
It's a sound plan. The time to start thinking about college.
And retirement is now.
Security Mutual Life, the company that cares.
Get access to exclusive player events, monthly parties, and road trips to away Black Bears games. This is what you get when you become a member of the Binghamton Black Bears Booster Club. Stop by the Booster Club table behind Section 4 at the next Black Bears home game, pick up a 50-50 ticket, and sign up to join for just $10. Stay up to date on the Booster Club by liking their Facebook page, facebook.com/Binghamton Black Bears Booster Club. Monthly meetings with players, road trips, and a whole lot of fun when you join the Black Bears Booster Club.
Advancements in new clinical therapies are made possible by heroes like you. Velocity Clinical Research is looking for volunteers to participate in clinical research studies. Compensation is provided. There's a Velocity location near you on Upper Front Street in Binghamton. Learn more about participating and becoming a Velocity medical hero today.
Wanting more Black Bears hockey? Season tickets are on sale. Visit BinghamtonBlackBears.com or call the front office at 607-722-7367 to learn more.
You can experience gig speeds with Greenlight Networks. Our reliable fiber connection provides fast, affordable internet, so you can accomplish more in less time. We're expanding coverage in many places in the Southern Tier, and we want to be your internet provider. Visit greenlightnetworks.com and click on Check Availability to see if we're in your area. Greenlight Networks, fast, affordable internet in your hometown.
Toyota Trucks. Let's go places.
Welcome back in, everybody, for another edition of the Excite Motorsports Intermission Report. Brooks Hill, Nolan Egbert on the call tonight. Here, find ourselves tied in 1, a power play goal for Binghamton and an even strength goal for Danbury in the opening period, about 4 minutes apart from each other. Binghamton was on the board first. Danbury responded with a goal that Nolan Egbert, from a goaltender's perspective, knows that Connor McAnanamaw would like to have back. Went off the bottom of his glove. From our vantage point, it looked like it was deflected off of Weber's stick as he reached out to go and block it, but nonetheless, it still counts the same whether he touched it or not. It's not truly that big of a deal because it still finds its way into the back of the net. Let's get to the Columbian Mutual Life insurance stat sheet. Columbian Mutual Life has been protecting families in the Southern Tier for over 140 years, and power plays, Nolan, even at 1. Binghamton scores on theirs. Danbury had the first one, and they did not. And I really did like the penalty kill from the Black Bears. Really, I believe, only had one shot that they gave up on that man advantage.
Absolutely right, Brooksy. The PK was working in perfect order. The only shot they got on goal I don't think was very much of a real scoring threat, if I recall correctly. I don't have the replay in front of me to confirm that. But on the opposite end, the power play looked just as good as it has all year. The pressure in front was strong, and we made sure that the sticks down in front were actually in the right lanes.
All right, and then the Black Bears on the other side on the power play. Second unit is the one that gets the job done. First unit was out there for about 1:15 of the man advantage. Second unit comes out. They have to get an entry into the zone. They get a whistle off the face-off. Nikita Ivashkin scores his 16th of the season, tying Tyson Kirkby with a team high. Austin Thompson and Connor Smith get the assist on that goal. But what did you like about that play?
It was great to see Nikita getting into a dirty area for that sort of goal. Obviously, we know him as the skilled forward he is, but to see that he has the versatility to make sure he's up in front and getting what he would probably consider a garbage goal is always great to see.
No such thing as a garbage goal in my eyes. Counts the same. So, shows up on the score sheet. And quick little tidbit from my ball hockey days, deck hockey, street hockey, back in the let's see here, what is it called? The RBHL, Raleigh Ball Hockey League. Shout out the Labatt Blues in the C Division. That's where I was playing. Always felt that I was getting the rebound goals out in front. Led the team, though, with 9 in the season, but I never had a Ivashkin level snipe that just blazed by the goaltender. So, hey, sometimes you just got to hang out in front of the net and get lucky. Did have a tip in one time, so that was pretty nice.
Brooksy, I always pegged you for a mucker and grinder. I knew you always, based on your personality, that you would be trying hard for those sort of goals.
I'm going to take that as a compliment, and I hope it was intended that way.
Absolutely.
But right now, we're taking a timeout, come back with the out-of-town scoreboard. Some close games going around the FPHL, and we'll fill you in right after this break.
For discounted name brand clothing and footwear for the whole family, Homer Men and Boys Store is the place to shop. In business since 1951, our woman-owned family business is known for treating their customers like family. And there's nothing more important to us than backing every sale with friendly service. Come visit us to see the largest pair of jeans in the world. Come see what we have for you.
All about you make me think of good things. Good things. Like calming tempers down. Good things. And passing them around. So stand up and cheer. Well, that's gonna be a good thing.
Share a good-natured Canadian Pilsner.
Awestruck Premium Hard Cider, crafting transcendent, awe-inspiring liquid made and sealed right in Sydney, New York with New York State apples. Improve your day with Awestruck Premium Hard Cider. CryoWorks provides cryotherapy that uses nitrogen-cooled air to target specific areas of pain and inflammation. Local cryotherapy targets a specific area to deliver the same effects of the whole-body cryotherapy to that specific site. Treatments take 5 to 8 minutes, with a benefit exceeding that of hours of icing. Your Binghamton Black Bears' premier choice of cryotherapy, CryoWorks.
Stay in the swing of things with your golf game this winter and check out Fairways Indoor Golf Company. At Fairways, you can play any 3 state-of-the-art golf simulators, enjoy your favorite cocktail in the lounge by the fire, or watch your favorite sports team on over 9 82-inch TVs. The only slice you'll experience will be from the homemade pizza from the clubhouse kitchen. Bring your own clubs or use theirs. Get the golfer in your life a Fairways gift certificate. Tee off with Fairways Golf Company, 511 Hoover Road, Endwell, online at fairwaysindoor.golf.
Are you compassionate and interested in providing care to people with developmental disabilities? Check out a New York State Career with Broom OPWDD. Enjoy great benefits such as job security, health insurance, retirement plan, paid time off, opportunities for advancement, and so much more. Positions as direct support professionals in the community or at a secure facility might be exactly the change of pace that you're looking for. For more information, call 607-240-4786 or go online to www.opwdd.ny.gov.
Go with the winner, Jeff Kai's Auto Sales.
We have a huge selection of vehicles and every tool available to fit everyone's credit needs. If you've been told no before,
I say no when it feels so good to say yes.
Get the vehicle you deserve.
Yes, that's awesome.
With our guaranteed credit approval program, which can easily be filled out online at jeffkais.com.
Jeff Kai's Auto Sales, Apple Lincoln. Go with the winner, Jeff Kai's.
Are you planning on traveling to Binghamton for an upcoming Black Bears game? If so, check out La Quinta Inn and Suites by Wyndham for a night away from home. La Quinta Inn and Suites is a short drive from the arena and is conveniently located off of the Southern Tier Expressway and Highway 17 with easy access to Interstate 81 and the Vestal Parkway. La Quinta Inn and Suites by Wyndham at 581 Harry L. Drive, Johnson City. Reach them at 607-770-9333.
Advancements in new clinical therapies are made possible by heroes like you. Velocity Clinical Research is looking for volunteers to participate in clinical research studies. Compensation is provided. There's a Velocity location near you on Old Vestal Road in Vestal. Learn more about participating and becoming a Velocity medical hero today.
Are you kidding me?
How do you do that?
Dude, I just got a new hot spring spa.
Carlisle has hot spring spas starting at $39.95. Come see how we make every day better by relaxing in a hot spring spa.
What happened to you today? You're shredding it.
Hot spring spas, baby.
Welcome back, everybody, for the final segment of tonight's first period intermission report brought to you by Excite Motorsports. Taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. And while we were away, Port Huron extended their lead over Watertown. They now lead 4-2. That game in the second intermission, about to go to the third period. So they are 1 hour ahead of us. Motor City and Blue Ridge tied at 1, getting ready to start the second period as well. That game very lopsided last night, but Motor City seems to be hanging around in this one after 1. Baton Rouge leads Mississippi 2-0, getting ready to start the second period as well on the road, and no score yet in the Columbus-Elmira game, which was a one-goal affair last night, 4-3. River Dragons taking home the victory. We'll take a quick timeout, come back with the second period brought to you by our friends over at Greenlight Network, so don't go anywhere, folks. More coming up right after this.
You can experience gig speeds with Greenlight Networks. Our reliable fiber connection provides fast, affordable internet, so you can accomplish more in less time. We're expanding coverage in many places in the Southern Tier, and we want to be your internet provider. Visit greenlightnetworks.com and click on Check Availability to see if we're in your area. Greenlight Networks, fast, affordable internet in your hometown.
For discounted name brand clothing and footwear for the whole family, Homer Men and Boys Store is the place to shop. In business since 1951, our woman-owned family business is known for treating their customers like family. And there's nothing more important to us than backing every sale with friendly service. Come visit us to see the largest pair of jeans in the world. Come see what we have for you.
Welcome back, everybody, to the second period presented by our friends over at Greenlight Networks. Greenlight Networks, fast fiber and reliable internet. If you're interested in finding out about their high-speed internet, you can visit them online at greenlightnetworks.com. Teams making their way back out of their respective locker rooms here for the second period. 20 minutes back up on the big board here as the final hat tricks squirm out of the rabbit hole and make their way over towards the bench. Brooks Hill with our guest color commentator, Nolan Egbert, here tonight. We're going to start the period 5-on-5, start the period tied at 1, and the only edge you can find anywhere, Danbury out shooting Binghamton by 1, 11-10 after the first period.
Very even first period right there, Brooksy. I know the going into a intermission tied 1-1 isn't a bad thing, but I know Coach Sherwood wants a more dominant effort from his Black Bears.
So the starting line's back out there. It's the second line for Danbury. It's the top line for Binghamton. Fresh sheet of ice. That's S-H-E-E-T. For everybody nitpicking back at home. And Mack and Animal back in between the pipes. Was ready for an odd bounce off the wall there. As Binghamton tries to clear it, LaBelle will just play it back to his defensive partner. And Yao hit into the Binghamton bench by Connor Smith. Quite honestly, I thought we were going to get the penalty or a penalty called right there. With the stick coming up a little bit high on Yao in terms of a hold, not a high sticking infraction. But glad to be wrong sometimes, and now Yates flies into the offensive zone down the left wing side, tries to shoot it off the backside of McCollum. Both goalies named Connor, and both goalies with last names to start with MC. So, knew that was going to happen eventually. Weber now picks his head up, plays it out to Oliveri, a little bit too far out ahead. Oliveri and Brown get tied up with each other from behind the play. Schultz and Cunningham do battle on the top of the boards, but now little kick pass from Oliveri as he sends Cunningham into the defensive end. How do you think that the Black Bears stacked up in the physicality department in that first period?
They passed the test with flying colors. Oh, ooh, very close right there. So obviously the game didn't wait for my analysis, but
it happens.
No, absolutely. Very physical first period. Just got to make sure they keep it up for the second.
Oliveri tries to dance around Abdella. Good defensive play by the Hat Tricks defender. Scrum on the near side boards. Liam Anderson plays it over to Schultz, gains the red line and throws it right back in. While Binghamton's offsides. Oliveri a little slow on the line change, but Binghamton wasn't going to catch up to that puck anyway. So now Zinchenko, cross ice over for Connor Woolley. 1-on-3 for Woolley. Shot, kicked out, ever so slightly by McAnanamaw. Woolley, easy shot detected by McAnanamaw. Walters and Zinchenko with some words for each other. Walters already been in the box for 10 minutes here in this one.
Wally obviously not happy about what's going on the ice right there.
So, JT Walters having some words with Gordon Loves after talking with Kyle Cedrone. Looks like cooler heads prevailing here.
And who said you can't talk to the referee without walking away with a penalty?
So, stayed at 5-on-5. I think a lot of people here at the Ice Arena thought that Danbury was going to be headed to their second power play. Fletcher with a load of steam now flies over the blue line. Shot on and scores! Tucks it underneath the glove of McCollum. And Josh Fletcher, coast to coast. That might be unassisted. And he grabs his 7th of the season, giving the lead back to Binghamton.
Not to diminish what was definitely a great shot by Fletch right there, but it looked like McCollum was a bit surprised by the release. Seemed like he was waiting for a pass back door or for Fletch to actually drive the net, but neither was the case. And just like that, Black Bears go up 2-1.
So Fletcher's 7th of the year, 5th against the Danbury Hat Tricks. Is the difference maker so far. Bodies piling on top of each other right now. Liam Anderson a shot as Connor Smith is knocked down. Trying a stretch pass. Penalty coming up here. DiNicola holds, shot blocked by Walters. Danbury will be going back to the power play. Back door! Harwell shatters his stick as it explodes. Walters headed back to the penalty box though for slashing. And not going to be much talking himself out of this one.
Well, Sticks took center stage in that shift right there when it came to what was going on. I missed the play with Wally right there when it came to the slash, but my goodness, it seemed like Black Bears dodged a bullet with that broken stick.
Harwell all alone on the back post. Would have been his 5th goal of the season. So Danbury gets back on the power play. Ruiz and Kirkby on the face-off. Ruiz wins it back. Ratcliffe running into some pressure. Danbury, though, does a good job of holding it in, and the blue line took a funny bounce off the pants of Stone. Almost allowed Danbury a golden opportunity right in front of the net. Got a lot of people tied up in the bottom left corner of your screen. Looking for the loose puck. McKittrick and Bond get out of the pile. Thompson gets the puck, but not out. LaBelle shot, denied. McAnanamaw took a look at it, and that puck rides the glass. This is offsides. Danbury cannot touch. That'll allow the Black Bears to play a little bit of keep away. And Bond just shoots it down the length of the ice, finds Kirkby, and his backhander doesn't make it on target. Now Danbury has numbers coming back the other way. 4-on-2 if they hurry. Binghamton recovers, and Thompson plays it off the Danbury bench over to Kirkby. 1-on-1 shorthanded against LaBelle. Kirkby on the backhand again, and he scores! Another beautiful backhanded goal from Tyson Kirkby. 2nd shorthanded goal of the season for the Black Bears. They don't come too often, but when they do, they look pretty. And Tyson Kirkby with another beautiful backhanded goal.
McCollum once again beat on the short side right there. It seems to be something the Black Bears need to be consistently shooting for based on the success so far. 2 goals is not going to be enough, so got to make sure that they kill off this power play right here and make sure they keep their foot on the gas.
So the second unit for Danbury will come out after that face-off. Or excuse me, after that goal on the face-off. They are going to have the remaining 50 seconds of the kill. So now Connor Woolley flies in, a shotting down in the splits. McAnanamon made the save. Harrow hang on for a whistle, 38 seconds left to go on the man advantage.
Well, it looked like C-Mac was listening to me when it came to the glove critique that I mentioned he had with himself because he's been flawless so far with it.
Wojciechowski and Fletcher. Do battle on the face-off, one back by Fletcher. Weaver self-pass off the wall to give himself separation. Enough to shoot it down the length of the ice. So Kirkby now has the team high in goals at 17 and now has goals in 5 straight games. Clear, held in by Harwell. He's run into by Ray. Weaver trying to get the puck on his forehand to clear. Gets it past Schultz, and Fletcher turns it around. Plays it back to his defenseman with a load of space. Ray chips it off the high glass, goes off for a line change. Walters has returned. Danbury goes 0 for 2 on their power play so far. Ratcliffe throws on the brakes, chopped ahead by Logar, back out into the neutral third. And Tetrell reversed it around for Yao. Nobody home, though. Anderson comes flying in. Another backhander. Denied. Yao almost cleared it, and that puck is deflected off a Black Bear and into the safety net. 14:30 left to go here in the period. Looks like somebody wants to talk with Andrew Logar again. But we're going to go to timeout before we miss it. So bear with us, folks. We're right back after this.
Advancements in new clinical therapies are made possible by heroes like you. Velocity Clinical Research is looking for volunteers to participate in clinical research studies. Compensation is provided. There's a Velocity location near you on Old Vestal Road in Vestal. Learn more about participating and becoming a Velocity medical hero today.
Whether you're a high school or college athlete or a weekend warrior, Guthrie is the area's premier sports medicine program, offering injury evaluation, concussion management, physical therapy, and more. With a full team of providers across New York and Pennsylvania offering same or next day appointments, Guthrie gets you back in the game as quickly as possible. Call the Guthrie Sports Medicine team today at 866-GUTHRIE or learn more at guthrie.org/sportsmed.
Welcome back. I knew that timeout was going to be a little quick. So you didn't miss anything, everybody. Just a little bit of a false start. Here, get that scoreboard back up on the thing for us. Binghamton looking for a call. And Jesse Anderson kicked out of the face-off dot. Anderson gets tied up with a Danbury player on the wing. Looks like that was Abdella. And centering pass denied by Liam Anderson. Danbury back in the offensive side. Abdella fell down but does recover. Oliveri overskates it. Abdella shot denied by McAnanamon. Walters slaps it off the glass, not out. Ratcliffe plays it over and a miss hit by Abdella. Ruiz centering pass, paddle down. Turnaround shot, Ratcliffe, and a diving effort by Walters. Blocks that shot. Danbury buzzing now. This is the push that we knew was coming. And held in by Yao at the line. Ruiz now through traffic. And McAnanamon hangs on for a whistle with 13:40 left to go in the period.
It's always a pleasure as a goaltender when you have guys like Walters just blocking shots from you in that close. It really gives you a peace of mind knowing that if your guy has the opportunity, he's not going to let a grade A opportunity like that get to the net.
So watching back the goal, the last 2 Black Bear goals are unassisted. Dan Stone, excuse me, not Dan Stone. Josh Fletcher, Dan Stone now has the puck. He has his stick lift, and now Fletcher, the second goal scorer for the Black Bears tonight, plays it over to Stone. Is credited with an unassisted goal. Tyson Kirkby's unassisted goal is shorthanded. Thompson comes flying in, a shot on the wide side. Might have got a piece of it, was McCollum, but now tipped wide by Ivashkin, looking for his second. Woolley in front of the Black Bears bench throws on the brakes. I think he saw the hit coming and braced for impact on that one. Stretch pass in the skates of Thompson, plays on sides. Thompson plays it over to Kirkby, low angle. Looking for a hope and a prayer from Ivashkin to knock that puck down legally. But now the Russian outside the dots throws a shot that McCollum makes an easy save on. And Hero melts it down.
Shot's still just about even right now, and once again, the storyline continues to be very similar to last night. Just got to make sure that the ending chapter doesn't exactly mimic the same thing as 24 hours ago.
So they actually have just announced a scoring change on the Tyson Kirkby goal. It is not unassisted anymore. It is Dan Stone and Austin Thompson picking up some helpers. So thanks to Doug Latuca from Danbury for relaying that information over to us. So Kirkby's goal now at 4:15 from Stone and Thompson. Comes down the length of the ice. McAnanama takes a look at it, but stays put. This is icing against Danbury. So now only Josh Fletcher's goal is unassisted.
Always good to spread those points around. That's the bargaining chip for the players, trying to see if they can't get themselves a raise at some point next season.
Yeah, they are important. Face-off one back from Kirkby. Weber, a high-rising shot just over the crossbar. McCollum might have got his glove on it. Turnaround shot from Yates, and McCollum makes another good save. Harwell throwing some punches at Kirkby. And Chase Harwell will be headed to the penalty box as he shed the glove and is throwing punches at Kirkby, who did not want to dance. And Kirkby was just skate over to the bench with a smile on his face.
Great job there by Kirks, making sure to not get sucked into the hullabaloo that happened right there, and earns his team a power play from it. His team, my team, what's the difference? None, actually.
So period number 2, Danbury takes a penalty. It's Chase Harwell, and it's a 2-minute minor, probably for roughing.
I would assume so.
So time of that penalty is 7:42. It's another Henny Hard Seltzer power play, and the first unit will start. Kirkby back out on the ice, wins it cleanly back to Oliveri, fires a slap shot, and McCollum made the save as Ruiz went sliding in front of that Oliveri slap shot. Not a spot I would want to be if I'm Johnny Ruiz.
Absolutely not. I'm wearing full goaltender gear, and it is a tough sell to get in front of a Don Oliveri shot, especially too with that puck on edge right there. It looked like it was tumbling on its way to McCollum.
False start on Danbury. Jacob Ratcliffe got in a little bit early.
Referee's trying to throw my clock game off. That's okay, I could adapt.
And they're going to make defenseman Xavier Abdella take the face-off, and he wins it over to Ratcliffe cleanly. Don't see that every day, defenseman taking face-off. But got to think Xavier is going to be telling that story a little bit at practice next week. Hey, remember that shorthanded T-zone draw that I won? Yeah, I got that in my bag. Anderson below the goal line, plays it around to Yates. Anderson switching with Logar, switching Kirkby back across, and a beautiful stick on the way through by Ratcliffe as Ruiz will go over to the bench. McAnanama skates out and plays the puck over to Oliveri. What do you think of McAnanama coming out that far and playing the puck with the man in front of him?
McAnanama's biggest strength, I think, as a goaltender is his confidence, and that extends to his puck handling ability. I say this entirely as a compliment, but Mac gives me a lot of shades of prime Rick DiPietro with the Massachusetts swagger and his puck handling ability. Nothing seems to faze him.
Yates circles a shot just wide. Might have been tipped on the way through. halfway through, actually 50 seconds left on this Henny Hard Seltzer power play. Oliveri holding a wrist shot blocked by Brown off his leg, off the glass and out. Ratcliffe goes for a line change. Binghamton's going to work on getting that second unit out here with about the same amount of time that they had to score their only power play goal of tonight's game so far. Schultz dances around some defensemen, centers up for Ivashkin. Beautiful save by McCollum, stuffed chance, and denied by the Danbury goalie.
My goodness, is that not, that's the save of the game right there if I had to put my money on it. I hope C-Mac proves me wrong and has one equal to the task, but at the same time, that shows the strength of McCollum right there, his strength down low and his ability to recover from the scramble.
It's a beautiful save.
Black Bears have to keep the pressure going right now, make sure that he doesn't keep his confidence a little too high, and make sure the hat tricks stay in this game.
Good offensive zone draw, win by Thompson to keep this puck in. Ivashkin from the goal line plays it over to Schultz. Top of the umbrella from Bond, loads a one-timer up for Smith. High riser, knocked down by Schultz. Dances around Zinchenko into the bumper for Thompson. Interfered with legally by a couple of hat tricks. They try to go across for Smith, but too much. Look out, 2-on-1 developing. Zinchenko had it wrapped off his stick by Bond. Beautiful play as Binghamton concludes their power play empty-handed on the second time. Zinchenko shot denied by McAnanamaw as Bond had knocked it down. Danbury looking for a call, but the referee's arm staying down here with exactly 10 minutes left to go here in the middle period. And it is going to be a media timeout, so we will step aside. Binghamton doesn't score on the power play, but they still lead by 2. More to come after this.
Are you ready to take your billiards game to a whole new level? Dragon Billiards Instruction and Pro Shop has everything you need to impress your friends and crush your opponents. American Q Sports certified coach Kim the Dragon Young is now accepting new students. From novices to pros, the Dragon helps you find your best game with in-person or online instruction available worldwide. Need help with stance, stroke, or alignment and aiming? We've got you covered. Looking for advanced cue control techniques and trick shots? No problem. Follow us on Facebook at Dragon Billiards Instruction and Instagram at Dragon Billiards Kim for free daily tips and drills, upcoming tournaments and events, as well as exciting contests and giveaways. Subscribe on Patreon for personalized video content. Visit our online pro shop for the lowest prices on the highest quality pool cues, accessories, and Dragon Billiards gear. Dragon Billiards Instruction and Pro Shop, breathing fire into your game.
Welcome back, everybody. Second period presented by our friends over at Greenlight Networks, fast fiber and reliable internet. Hello to everybody in the chat. We see you having a good time. During commercial, I was able to read some of the comments. Got guys talking about spinning winners in cars and whatnot, and never know what you're going to find in a YouTube chat for a live stream. As a puck is blocked from a Danbury shot, gloved down by Swaychevsky. Liam Anderson picks up the loose puck, and Troy Harwell lays a hit on Anderson and forces the Black Bears to ice the puck on the opposite side as he wrapped it around. But I would say at team lunch today, we were scattered throughout the restaurant, and I was lucky enough to sit at a table with Oliveri, Yates, Kirkby, and Sherwood, and talked about some of the mistakes from last night and turnovers. And I don't know how you feel about this, Nolan, because you're a goaltender, which means you're going to see another face-off, but they said, hey, just when in doubt, ice the puck. Reset, live to fight another day.
Absolutely. I think the opinion in hockey about icings has completely changed over the past decade. It used to be a cardinal sin to intentionally ice a puck, get yourself out of trouble, but nowadays I think coaches recognize the fact that a quick regroup is never a bad thing.
So Fletcher turns around at the blue line, leaving it back for Liam Anderson. Anderson couldn't get the puck to settle down on him, and now Swaychevsky gets the opportunity to come away with it. Ray gets it deep down near the goal line. That allows the Black Bears to complete a line change. Della lost the handle on it on his soft pass over to Troy Harwell, 33, older brother of Chase Harwell. And Troy is listed as a defenseman tonight, but appears to be playing forward right now. High fluttered puck from Dan Stone, knocked back out into the neutral zone. Cross-ice pass over for Oliveri, hammers a slap shot, and a shoulder save made by McCollum. And it goes into the safety net and falls into the crowd. And Nolan, how much padding is right there in that shoulder area for you goalies?
So there's a lot of actual padding on the direct shoulders. What you're worried about is whether or not it's going to trail up into the collarbone or just catch you on run of the joints, where there is padding, but not enough to make you immune from the pain of that shot. And it certainly looked like McCollum was a little bit shaken up by it, if just a little bit.
Binghamton temporarily keeps this puck in as they slap it back where John Scully takes control. And we saw a couple times last night, McCollum wearing some in the shoulder area. Been doing a good job keeping the shots at bay and keeping Danbury in this game here. Binghamton leads by 2 as Stone dumps it in from the red line. Anderson gives chase far side against Tetreault, and he calmly plays it around for Ratcliffe. He was looking for Cunningham on a stretch pass, maybe Ruiz as well, but instead those two would go off for a line change. Here and there, try again on the next shift. Beautiful pass from Yates over to Anderson outside the dots. Give and go back to Yates, trying to open up their goaltender. McCollum closed the 5-hole, kept the Black Bears goal scorers at bay. So stretch pass, Ratcliffe can't control. This is icing against Danbury. This is coming back into the offensive side for the Black Bears.
So McCollum definitely feeling it so far right now. That's the issue with, at times, the Black Bears strategy of getting as many shots on goal as possible. But it's a double-edged sword, like I said. It's one of those things where you can't exactly not do it, but you just kind of hope that you get more of them by in a quicker pace.
Chase Harwell wins that draw. Weber tried to glove it down and slap it still in the blue line, but does recover nicely in front of the Danbury bench. Gets into the offensive zone. He has it on the backhand, trying to find Connor Smith. He does. Smith, cross ice over for Schultz, fires right into the skates of Tetreault. And Yates sidesteps Tetreault, makes him touch the ice. Scully now matched up against Yates, leaves it. Schultz a shot denied, never made it to McCollum's net. And Danbury trying to clear, they will. And since Schultz cannot hold the blue line with that high puck up in the air. Harwell sidesteps Weber, picked his head up just in the nick of time. And now Danbury's going for a line change. Yates has it on the left wing side. Gavin Yates so good, moving east to west. Kirkby fires. And McCollum down in the splits makes another glove save.
McCollum made that look a little maybe harder than it actually needed to be, but kudos to the flexibility there.
I can't do that, so props to him. But we talked about it last night, that McCollum, very quick to go down and protect the lower half of the net, Nolan.
Yeah, so he's absolutely taking up space as best as he can. He's very aware of the fact that unless the shot is up and close and up high, he's going to be able to get a body on it.
So Woolley dumps this puck in deep, about 6:15 left to go here. Walters turns it over behind the net, over for Yao, another miss hit by Danbury on a shot between the hashes. And who knows what this score could be if Danbury connects on some of these opportunities that they've been gifted from Binghamton in their own end.
This is the trap that the Bears have to avoid falling into again. Just the false sense of security that the hat tricks tend to provide the other team for long stretches of time. Just because they're not bearing right now doesn't mean that they won't eventually.
Ivoshkin comes in, trying to center up for Anderson. Paddle down by McCollum. Puck stays in play. Liam Anderson now throws it to McCollum's net, and McCollum puts his blocker on top of it. And just takes a look up at Ivoshkin, saying, "No, I have it."
The classic Dominik Hasek blocker cover-up, not seen very often anymore, but I do like to employ it myself at times.
So Jesse Anderson taking this face-off, second line out with Andrew Logar and Don Oliveri. Oliveri searching for a point in his 13th straight game for the Black Bears. He's had a point in every game he's played so far this season. And 6 of his 12 games have been multi-point affairs. So,
anytime he's in the lineup, you're generally counting on the fact that he will get something on the board, whether it be assist or a goal. Typically both.
Danbury a little sloppy with it at the offensive blue line, lets the Black Bears come back into the offensive zone. Oliveri trying to settle it down on his backhand. Get around Steve Brown. It makes its way up to the blue line offensively for the Black Bears. And Logar taking some shoves from Abdella. And this puck over to Cunningham. Not out though, as Logar towed the blue line beautifully. This puck still held in by the Black Bears. They're doing a good job of keeping the pressure on. Logar gets it over to Oliveri, holds for a shot, and that goes off of the glove of McCollum into the safety net on the far side in front of section 200. McCollum just shakes his head, saying, what's going on? 4:37 left to go, taking our final time out of the period. Back with you after this.
Advancements in new clinical therapies are made possible by heroes like you. Velocity Clinical Research is looking for volunteers to participate in clinical research studies. Compensation is provided. There's a Velocity location near you on Upper Front Street in Binghamton. Learn more about participating and becoming a Velocity medical hero today.
Toyota Trucks. Let's go places.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Danbury Ice Arena second period action brought to you by our friends over at Greenlight Networks. Black Bears lead 3-1 here. Brooks Hill and Nolan Egbert on the call tonight. Nolan Egbert running the scoreboard for us, doing an excellent job here. Binghamton wins the faceoff. Schultz fires and tipped high by Kirkby. It goes off the glass, but stays in play. Stretch pass knocked down by Weber, trying to find a streaking Harwell. This is shot down, no icing though. They said tipped on the way through. Just about 4:15 left to go here in this middle period. Smith in the neutral zone trying to get it around Harwell, finds its way over to Kirkby. 2-on-1 for the Black Bears if they hurry, but the pass a little bit behind. Yates, and now going back the other way. DiNicola over to Harwell. Beautiful back check by Yates, not out. Tetreault shot blocked. Diving effort by Weber, held in by Tetreault. His shot denied. McKittrick behind the net, saucered up, blocked, and Kirkby trying to clear. Thompson, or excuse me, that's Smith, takes a shoulder. Good play by Danbury to keep this puck moving in the offensive shot. Tetreault blocked. Danbury with some offensive zone time here. Shot, excuse me, slap pass, held on to. Weber trying to corral it. The captain sidesteps DiNicola. Binghamton desperately needs a whistle or gets the puck out, and hand-eye coordination beautifully displayed by Connor Smith to get that puck out. Now the Black Bears just need a reset. Loose puck in the blue paint. It was knocked away by McAnanima. Back up to LaBelle. DiNicola fires, tipped wide by Yao. Schultz settles it down. Not out. Ivashin gets tied up with Woolley. Danbury bench flabbergasted that they did not get the call. Black Bears get an opportunity to catch their breath. This line's been out there for a while. Smith was the only person to change. Yates plays it over to Kirkby. Nothing wrong with getting this puck deep, and that's exactly what the captain will do.
That's the pitfall of the long change in the second period right there. You get trapped in your own zone. It's going to be even tougher to try and get that full change. So smart move there to dump it in.
So now fresh 5 bodies on the ice for the Black Bears. Yao comes flying in. Progress was impeded by Ivashkin temporarily, and now Danbury will change their players, at least their forwards. Liam Anderson trying to play it over to Ivashkin. This becomes a skate race against Brown, and it's icing. And Binghamton thought that Brown took a little bit too long. And Kirkby not happy with that call. So offensive zone faceoff coming up.
Yeah, not an argument he's going to win there at that one. That's not really much a referee's going to do to reverse an icing call unless it's blatant.
Ruiz wins the faceoff back. Abdella plays it down low for Cunningham. Black Bears trying to exit the zone. JT Walters reads the play and intercepts a pass. And now Ivashkin chip in charge against Brown. Speed to Ivashkin, size to Brown. And that time size wins, sending Ivashkin down to the ice. So under 2 minutes here, this stretch pass. This is everybody, and it's icing as Ruiz did not get a piece of it. 1:44 left to go here in the second period. Shots on goal, 27 for Binghamton, 21 for Danbury.
Yeah, Binghamton finally starting to pull away in the shot category, which is absolutely a positive, but just got to make sure they start getting at least a couple behind McCollum, because at this point, it seems to me he's seeing everything very easily.
Logar wins a face-off back. Didn't expect Andrew to take that face-off. Oliveri plays it over to Jesse Anderson. And a jump save made by McCollum with the blocker, putting that one in the wall. Floated out into the neutral zone. Walters in front of the Danbury bench chips it back up to the red line. Oliveri with a nifty backhand pass springs Anderson. He cuts to the middle of the ice. A shot looking for the glove side. Goes off the glass and not out. On the Ruiz clear. Now skated away by Ratcliffe at the red line. Danbury goes for a line change. Looks like the Hat Tricks are content to conserve a little energy here in the final 60 seconds. And something that Cole mentioned last night. Now I want to know what your thoughts are. You think Danbury was conserving energy in the final little minutes of the second period, and that's why they came out guns blazing in the third?
I'm not sure if there's a conscious effort to that sort of effect, but at the same time, I think they realize, oh, here we go.
Oh, Oliveri stole the puck, tries to go through the 5-hole. McCollum made the save, and the rebound knocked away. Now Zinchenko against Stone. A shot blocked by McAnanamaw. 35 seconds left to go. Tetro is fooled by Oliveri, who was calling for the puck instead. This is dumped in off the referee. And Bond with some words. And not going to have a good time fighting Bond. This is still offsides, as Danbury never made it out of the zone. And looks like Jared Matrano has had enough of this matchup. Dakota Bond and Nick DiNicola going to head to the penalty box. So we're going to go to, maybe we're going to 4-on-4? 15 seconds left.
They are putting numbers on the board here, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's 4-on-4 for the next 14 seconds or so, and then continue that into the third period. But dangerous play there, hitting off the referee. Referee is in play when it comes to deflected pucks, so if that goes in, that does count.
So 2 minutes up on the board per side. Going to wait for the official announcement, but I would have to assume that this is probably either roughing or unsportsmanlike conduct on both players.
I would assume so.
So this will be an offensive zone draw for the Black Bears. And Nolan, can you inform me on why this is going in the offensive side for Binghamton?
My educated guess would be that the Danbury player was the last one to get an infraction or reacted to it. Not entirely sure, to be honest.
So final push for Binghamton, 10 seconds left. Kirkby tries to get it over to Yates. It finds its way into the corner. Seconds are ticking off the clock, and I think that's where the period is going to end. No, excuse me. They stopped the clock before the horn. And I think that only could lead to more trouble. So Kirkby was getting some shoves in the back. from LaBelle. So now it's so Harwell heads to the locker room. The thunderous applause. And Tyson Kirkby being called some not nice words by people who probably have had too much to drink this weekend. And whoa, somebody from Danbury just threw something on the ice. One of Danbury fans just threw something on the ice. And now security making its way. A lot of people pointing fingers. Fans are not permitted to throw things on the ice.
Would be a very interesting game if they were.
So 19:59 times in the final penalties. Just when I put my pen down.
I would assume you would know better in Danbury. The penalties come whenever they seem to feel like. That announcement telling the crowd that if more trash finds its way to the ice, the hat tricks will be given a penalty. So maybe some Black Bear fans may want to find some refuse.
1 second left to go.
And that's still not the end of the period.
No, excuse me. They take 0.7 of a second off the clock. Why?
Okay, they'll call it there. Smart.
Okay. Only can lead to more penalties. So that is the end of the second period. Binghamton up by a pair, headed into the second intermission. Brought to you by our friends over at Excite Motorsports.
Well, certainly an extended final 1 second of the period there.
Yeah. So they send 2 players to the locker room early. Now, granted, nothing coming of the Kirkby-Harwell penalties, just with 15 seconds and matching. Things just, hey, you know what, guys? Why don't you just go ahead and go to the locker room? And then you come to the penalty box when we get back. So... well, looks like security having some trouble over on the Danbury side of things here. If you look in the bottom left corner of your screen, guy with the backwards hat and the friend over here are not permitted past this white little rope that you can see behind them, and security going through between the tunnels to go down on the other side and saying that they are not allowed over there. So security having their hands worked out here earlier tonight. So
I have my doubts that those brown bags are filled with sub sandwiches based on the actions going on right now. It seems things have calmed down now.
All right, looks like we're going to go ahead and take a timeout. Come back with the second intermission report brought to you by our friends over at Excite Motorsports. Don't go anywhere, folks. More coming up right after this.
Fans, the Black Bears are back in town on Friday, January 19th and Saturday the 20th for a weekend showdown against the Danbury Hat Braves. Don't wait. Get your tickets ahead of time by visiting BinghamtonBlackBears.com. Can't wait to see you there.
Advancements in new clinical therapies are made possible by heroes like you. Velocity Clinical Research is looking for volunteers to participate in clinical research studies. Compensation is provided. There's a Velocity location near you on Upper Front Street in Binghamton. Learn more about participating and becoming a Velocity medical hero today.
All about you make me think of good things. Good things. Like calming tempers down. Good things. And passing them around. So stand up and cheer. Well, that's gonna be a good thing.
Share a good-natured Canadian Pilsner.
Welcome back, everybody, to the second period Excite Motorsports intermission report. Danbury chuck-a-puck going on right now, and you're getting a look at some of our great work from our friends EJ and Josh with this beautiful B transition here, just while we talk about the second period a little bit briefly before we go to another timeout. Had to switch the camera back on and off real quick to see if it's back up there, and indeed it is, so we will transition back over to the plethora of pucks that is parading around the ice and trying to make it into the trash can at dead center. So Nolan, Black Bears score 2 goals in the second period. Danbury does not score. While it was a good period for the Black Bears, they score an even strength goal and a shorthanded goal. They find themselves in a familiar spot, not only about last night, but about 3 games in a row where they have had multi-goal leads going into the third period against the Danbury Hat Tricks. What's going to be different this time?
Well, you hate to say deja vu when it's happened more than twice, at which point I think it starts to become questionable for your mental health. But no, I think the fact is the Black Bears have been playing fine. They just got to make sure that they don't repeat the mistakes of the third period of the last few games where they decide, or not decide, or at the very least assume that the Hat Tricks are going to put up the same effort that they did for the first 40 that they will in the final 20, because it's clearly not going to be the case. Just got to make sure that they know that they have a few days off coming up, going into practice, end of the weekend. Leave everything out on the ice and make sure that the game isn't close in the end, that they're not sweating bullets and they're not fighting with themselves for another shootout.
So that is Nolan Egbert, Black Bears goaltender. And we're trying to get the stats taken care of. We will take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll have the Columbia Mutual Life Insurance stat sheet, take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, and talk about the Fletcher and Kirkby goals respectively. All that and more coming up right after this.
Whether you're a high school or college athlete or a weekend warrior, Guthrie is the area's premier sports medicine program, offering injury evaluation, concussion management, physical therapy, and more. With a full team of providers across New York and Pennsylvania offering same or next day appointments, Guthrie gets you back in the game as quickly as possible. Call the Guthrie Sports Medicine team today at 866-GUTHRIE or learn more at guthrie.org/sportsmed.
Are you looking for a new place to live? Lofts at JC is the official housing partner of the Binghamton Black Bears and the only luxury housing provider offering both 2 and 3 bedroom units, fully furnished for a modern living lifestyle. Lofts at JC is centrally located in the heart of the Tri-Cities area, located at 128 Grand Avenue in Johnson City. Housing applications are accepted online at loftsatjc.com. Once again, that's loftsatjc.com.
Toyota Trucks. Let's go places.
Jersey, bring us the Hitties! Yeah!
All right, I got the Hitties. Anthony's out, eh? Oh, yeah. Cheers, baby. A win like that calls for a real celebration. Oh, yeah. I have one on that.
Magic 101.7.
Best radio station. Keeps getting better.
Better music selection.
Best ever. Makes me feel better.
Number 1 for music and fun.
It's like the best ever.
Magic 101.7. 100% local.
Getting your hands on an all-new CF Moto side-by-side or four-wheeler is now easier than ever at ExciteMotorsports.com. Purchase your next power sports vehicle with our new, easy, and quick online buying experience. Browse inventory on ExciteMotorsports.com. Buy, get approved for financing and e-sign online right from your phone. Ride, have your new power sport vehicle delivered to your home the next day at no extra charge. Browse, buy, ride. Fun starts here at ExciteMotorsports.com.
Experience the new way to watch your Black Bears play all season long, at home and on the road, free on YouTube.
You can experience gig speeds with Greenlight Networks. Our reliable fiber connection provides fast, affordable internet, so you can accomplish more in less time. We're expanding coverage in many places in the Southern Tier, and we want to be your internet provider. Visit greenlightnetworks.com and click on Check Availability to see if we're in your area. Greenlight Networks, fast, affordable internet in your hometown.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back in for another edition of the Excite Motorsports Intermission Report. Brooks Hill and Nolan Egbert and the YouTube chat hanging out tonight. We appreciate the nice comments that you guys have. We're going back during commercial and trying to keep up with everything that we can and seeing if we can answer any questions that we might see. So I see a comment from our friend Gary Ryan, who does the Fed League Fash, a daily 15-minute YouTube video or Spotify podcast, saying there's still no second period stats. Well, Gary, let me give them to you right now. While the intermission clock has stopped at 13, so we don't know how long it'll be here, but that's par for the course. Let's start with the shots on goal. 15 in the period for Binghamton, 12 in the period for Danbury. Game totals, 25 for the Black Bears and 23 for the Hat Tricks. Scoring in the period, very easy. 2 for the Black Bears, nothing for the Hat Tricks. And if you look back to last night's game, Binghamton scored 2 goals in the second period again. And then they scored 4 goals in the second period in the last, that was against Motor City. Let me go back to home on New Year's Eve. So in the last 4 contests against Danbury, Binghamton has outscored Danbury 1-3, 5-2 in the middle period. So there's a little tidbit for everybody back at home. Middle period, not really Danbury's friend, but the third period has been. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Power play stats, Binghamton is 1 for 2. Danbury is 0 for 2. Power play goal started off the scoring. It was Nikita Ivashkin back in the first period. Penalties handed out in the final 15 seconds of the frame. Still haven't gone through the stat sheet on the website of what is the technical call on all of these. I'm just going to assume that DiNicola and Bond both get roughings. And I also assume the same for Harwell and Kirkby in their respective matchups. 2 minutes roughing, go to the locker room, cool off for a little bit, come back for the third period.
I would assume so. I mean, when it comes to end of the period sort of shenanigans, things become kind of laissez-faire with the referees. Just let it call it as they see fit for that moment. There's not really much governing how they have to handle it for that specific instance. But no, it'll be an interesting third period, especially with the bad blood quickly boiling over from last night. The familiarity of these two teams is really starting to show at this point.
All right, that's the voice of Nolan Egbert. Good news for everybody back at home. The Zamboni is out and running. So we will take a timeout, come back, and update you on the out-of-town scoreboard. More coming up right after this.
For discounted name brand clothing and footwear for the whole family, Homer Men and Boys Store is the place to shop. In business since 1951, our woman-owned family business is known for treating their customers like family. And there's nothing more important to us than backing every sale with friendly service. Come visit us to see the largest pair of jeans in the world. Come see what we have for you.
All about you make me think of good things. Good days. Like calming tempers down. Good days. And passing them around. So stand up and cheer. We're back to the beer. Good days.
Share a good-natured Canadian Pilsner.
Awestruck Premium Hard Cider, crafting transcendent, awe-inspiring liquid made and sealed right in Sydney, New York with New York State apples. Improve your day with Awestruck Premium Hard Cider. CryoWorks provides cryotherapy that uses nitrogen-cooled air to target specific areas of pain and inflammation. Local cryotherapy targets a specific area to deliver the same effects of the whole-body cryotherapy to that specific site. Treatments take 5 to 8 minutes, with a benefit exceeding that of hours of icing. Your Binghamton Black Bears' premier choice of cryotherapy, CryoWorks.
Stay in the swing of things with your golf game this winter and check out Fairways Indoor Golf Company. At Fairways, you can play any 3 state-of-the-art golf simulators, enjoy your favorite cocktail in the lounge by the fire, or watch your favorite sports team on over 9 82-inch TVs. The only slice you'll experience will be from the homemade pizza from the clubhouse kitchen. Bring your own clubs or use theirs. Get the golfer in your life a Fairways gift certificate. Tee off with Fairways Golf Company, 511 Hoover Road, Endwell, online at fairwaysindoor.golf.
Are you compassionate and interested in providing care to people with developmental disabilities? Check out a New York State Career with Broom OPWDD. Enjoy great benefits such as job security, health insurance, retirement plan, paid time off, opportunities for advancement, and so much more. Positions as direct support professionals in the community or at a secure facility might be exactly the change of pace that you're looking for. For more information, call 607-240-4786 or go online to www.opwdd.ny.gov.
Go with the winner, Jeff Kai's Auto Sales.
We have a huge selection of vehicles and every tool available to fit everyone's credit needs. If you've been told no before,
I say no when it feels so good to say yes.
Get the vehicle you deserve.
Yes, that's awesome.
With our guaranteed credit approval program, which can easily be filled out online at jeffkais.com.
Jeff Kai's Auto Sales, Apple Lincoln. Go with the winner, Jeff Kai's.
Are you planning on traveling to Binghamton for an upcoming Black Bears game? If so, check out La Quinta Inn and Suites by Wyndham for a night away from home. La Quinta Inn and Suites is a short drive from the arena and is conveniently located off of the Southern Tier Expressway and Highway 17 with easy access to Interstate 81 and the Vestal Parkway. La Quinta Inn and Suites by Wyndham at 581 Harry L. Drive, Johnson City. Reach them at 607-770-9333.
Advancements in new clinical therapies are made possible by heroes like you. Velocity Clinical Research is looking for volunteers to participate in clinical research studies. Compensation is provided. There's a Velocity location near you on Old Vestal Road in Vestal. Learn more about participating and becoming a Velocity medical hero today.
Are you kidding me? How do you do that?
Dude, I just got a new hot spring spa.
Carlisle has hot spring spas starting at $39.95. Come see how we make every day better by relaxing in a hot spring spa.
What happened to you today? You're shredding it.
Hot spring spas, baby.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Danbury Ice Arena. Zamboni still finishing up here. We got about 6:45 left up on the intermission clock. Little extended intermission here today as the Chuck a Puck promotion ran a little bit longer than anticipated. We got a question for Nolan while we were away at commercial. I promised I would read it. They want to know, Nolan, who is your favorite hockey player and hockey team?
Hope not to alienate anyone, but grew up a lifelong Islander fan. Very much a diehard, I would consider myself. Grew up in the old Nassau Coliseum. My first favorite player had to have been Chris Osgood when he was there for about a season and a half. I mean, it's always tough as a goaltender to pick anyone besides the goaltenders, but I mentioned him earlier in the broadcast. Rick DiPietro was electric before his knees and hips exploded on him. And finally, since then, Ilya Sorokin has been a pleasure to watch as a goaltender play the game the way he does.
I just learned something, and it's that Chris Osgood played with the New York Islanders.
Yes, he did. That would be between 2001 to 2003. Helped lead the team to their first playoff appearance in over 8 seasons.
Is that before or after he went to St. Louis?
Before.
Before. Okay.
Islanders got him on waivers when Detroit got Dominik Hasek.
Wow. Wow, what a turn of events for a couple of teams right there. Okay. All right, so I said I would ask, and everybody, we have a bit of history to share, courtesy of our friend Bob Howard over at the Power Play Post Show. So with Ivashkin's goal, it puts Ivashkin in 15th place all time in Binghamton hockey history in terms of points. So now in the top 15 all time of a 51-year hockey history for Nikita, which is outstanding. Now remember, he's already in 6th place in terms of goals. So now chasing down 5th place in that department. So big thank you to Bob Howard of the Power Play Post Show, passing that along to me. We appreciate all the media outlets that pay attention, not only cover the league, but particularly the Black Bears as well.
My thanks also to Bob for that information and also the encouragement he gave me before tonight, wishing me luck on my first ever foray into broadcasting.
There we go. All right, Bob Howard, certified good guy. And we got a lot more broadcasts to go this year. We're just at the halfway point right now as I take a look, and I'm trying to do this math very quickly. 28 games is the halfway mark. We're at game 26. So we got a couple more before we officially cross the halfway point, but we really, when you flip the calendar, you kind of think of it as, hey, this is the second half of the season, and the Black Bears making it this far with only 2 regulation losses on the year. How have they been doing that, Nolan?
It's undeniably impressive, even from within the locker room. You can't help but marvel at such a feat, but no, we do it through depth of the roster, and especially with the consistency that's been there. Coach Sherwood has been absolutely great in making sure that the team gels in a way that not many pro teams get a chance to do by being around for this long and really getting to know each other. There's a great camaraderie in that locker room, just even down to the goaltenders. It's usually a very competitive position, but at no point do any of us really wish ill on the other or wish we were in the other's position. Just we all like to try to outcompete each other and play well when we're in, and we support our partners in that way. And that goes for the rest of the lineup as well. I don't think anyone has sour grapes at any point, at least not to my knowledge.
That is the voice of Black Bears goaltender Nolan Egbert, getting ready for the 3rd period of tonight's action. Back with you after this for the final 20 minutes here tonight.
Advancements in new clinical therapies are made possible by heroes like you. Velocity Clinical Research is looking for volunteers to participate in clinical research studies. Compensation is provided. There's a Velocity location near you on Old Vestal Road in Vestal. Learn more about participating and becoming a Velocity medical hero today.
Whether you're a high school or college athlete or a weekend warrior, Guthrie is the area's premier sports medicine program, offering injury evaluation, concussion management, physical therapy, and more. With a full team of providers across New York and Pennsylvania offering same or next day appointments, Guthrie gets you back in the game as quickly as possible. Call the Guthrie Sports Medicine team today at 866-GUTHRIE or learn more at guthrie.org/sportsmed.
Are you ready to take your billiards game to a whole new level? Dragon Billiards Instruction and Pro Shop has everything you need to impress your friends and crush your opponents. American Q Sports certified coach Kim the Dragon Young is now accepting new students. From novices to pros, the Dragon helps you find your best game with in-person or online instruction available worldwide. Need help with stance, stroke, or alignment and aiming? We've got you covered. Looking for advanced cue control techniques and trick shots? No problem. Follow us on Facebook at Dragon Billiards Instruction and Instagram at Dragon Billiards Kim for free daily tips and drills, upcoming tournaments and events, as well as exciting contests and giveaways. Subscribe on Patreon for personalized video content. Visit our online pro shop for the lowest prices on the highest quality pool cues, accessories, and Dragon Billiards gear. Dragon Billiards Instruction and Pro Shop, breathing fire into your game.
Welcome back, everybody, for the third period of tonight's action. Got a couple people in the penalty box to start this period as Nick DiNicola and Chase Harwell are walking over, or skating over to the penalty box for Danbury. For Binghamton, Tyson Kirkby and Dakota Bond sitting down right now as well. No announcement has been made on the Tyson Kirkby and Chase Harwell penalty, so I would hate to see that this is a 10-minute misconduct. I don't believe that's the case, but we're trying to figure that out a little bit later. Right off the draw, Oliveri comes in, and McCollum had to make the save. Music's still playing, and now Ruiz goes out wide against Weber. He's shoved against the wall, separating him from the puck temporarily. Schultz regains control. We have a player aside off the ice, meaning we're playing 4-on-4 hockey here for the next minute 25. So Weber in front of the red line, gets it deep, where McCollum will have to come out and play the puck. And just play it on the backhand over for Yao. So take some more time off on the 4-on-4 opportunities for the teams. But Nolan, what's the key to a good 4-on-4 opportunity?
Possession. Very similar to the 3-on-3. You want to make sure that you're not entirely worried about positional play. You're just worried about making sure we have people back and making sure you take advantage of an opportunity, which it appears Danbury almost did.
So McKittrick has a shot denied by McAnanama. First shot of the period, second shot of the period. Oliveri had the first one. Yates low angle, and McCollum knocked the net off, trying to make that save. So whistle blows. Danbury cannot change. And there's 41 seconds left of 4-on-4 time, and it'll be DiNicola and Bond coming out of the box when this expires.
McCollum's solid play really doesn't lend itself well to the type of posts that are used here in Danbury, or they do in the sense that he could get himself a whistle at any time with plausible deniability, which I would take advantage of too if I had the chance.
I saw a funny comment on Facebook in the fan pages yesterday. It was goalie's name, kicks net off. I thought that was pretty funny. Stone looking for the backdoor tip into Gavin Yates, pokes it just wide. Brown and Smith get tied up with each other. We have a penalty coming up, and an elbowing is the call. And Connor Smith being ushered to the penalty box gets a penalty for elbowing. And now there's a bunch of Black Bears up in the penalty box. And this will be a 4-on-3 for 29 seconds. Not the way the Binghamton wanted to start the period.
No, certainly not. As far as the game's been called up to this point, that's a surprising call to be made. And I'm sure the Black Bears feel the same way.
So Thompson's kicked out of the dot, and now Schultz will take the face-off. Goes off of the skate of Ruiz, one back to LaBelle. Ruiz fires a one-timer wide of the target. 20 seconds of 4-on-3 power play time. Stone over to McKittrick. In and out of the glove of McAnanama, keeps the clock running. In play, Stone tries to poke it out of the zone, held in by Ruiz. His shot blocked by the skate of Schultz. 5 seconds left to go, one player's up and ready. It's Dakota Bond, ready to rejoin the action. LaBelle playing it over, we're back to 4-on-4 hockey. And Ruiz batted a puck high above the crossbar. And now Dan Stone throws it down the length of the ice. This is icing. No, this should be icing. Referee linesman missed that call.
I believe it's a 5-on-4.
5-on-4. 5-on-4. My fault. Hand up. That's on me.
All good, Brooksy. I forgive you.
Okay, so this is a traditional 5-on-4 power play now. So Fletcher sends a man down, and a penalty is going to be called. And holding penalty against Josh Fletcher, so a man going right back into the penalty box.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut as a current hockey player in this league and not voice my opinion.
That's a pro move by Nolan. So now this is a minute 5-on-3 opportunity for Danbury. This play's ready to erupt. Stoichevsky wins it back to Woolley. He's marked by Kirkby now. 2 minutes for holding. 2 minutes, 16 seconds, time to the penalty. Di Nicola playing it over for Yao. Black Bears set up in a triangle off the skate of Stone. They say no offsides. It was toe in the line. Yao switching spots, gets in. Shot blockered away by McAnanama. I believe all the Black Bears in the bench wanted to make that call for the linesman. Excuse me, in the penalty box wanted to make the call for that linesman. Off the wall, they center it up. Harwell over to Yao. Shot blocked. Off the leg of Schultz. Yao over. And another block by Stone. Schultz rejoins the play. And Stone chips the puck deep. 13 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Danbury's changing. They have Di Nicola camped out at the offensive blue line. Binghamton's about to get another player back. Ruiz flies in. One player has returned, 5-on-4, so Danbury 0 for 3 on the power play. Cleared again by Smith, who doesn't kill penalties. He's going to have to go for a line change. Thompson will take his spot. So they've already killed 2 penalties, technically, this period. I believe. Maybe it's 1. I have to settle myself down. 30 seconds left to go. Black Bears clear it again. McCollum settles it down. Binghamton gets set up. Fletcher's already up and ready with 25 seconds left to go in the penalty. He's ready to come back on.
You know he's itching to get into this play right now and make up for any possible infraction on his part, whether or not he agrees with the call itself. Oh, here we go.
Away by Kirkby. Over to Thompson, looking through a 5-hole tip. Just barely missed without takeoff. Some precious seconds for Danbury. Ruiz will just throw it on target. And McAnanama hangs on for a whistle as Josh Fletcher has returned. So by my count, let's see here, 2 penalties in the third, as we were already at 4-on-4. So Danbury's 0 for 4 now. We're
PK
squared.
has been extremely strong for the Black Bears, and that was a critical point of the game right there to keep the hat tricks off the board. And smart play by CMAC to make sure that the play was slowed down a bit, let the Black Bears regroup.
So we're back to the way the game was designed to be played. That's 5-on-5. Binghamton kills off a minute of 5-on-3, and then essentially about 2 minutes of 5-on-4 time. Yates circling behind the net. Starting and stopping around Tetreault. Tries to get it over to Kirkby. Not enough on that pass, and John Scully skates out of harm's way. Zinchenko crosses the line. He's back checked. Stoichevsky comes in, tries to go on the backhand, but it rolled off his stick. McKittrick back over to Scully. His only place to get it down low behind the net where Walters was waiting for it. Played up to the blue line. Abdella giving it back to Stoichevsky. Couple of sticks flying for a loose puck here, right? as a centering pass is knocked away out of harm's way by Liam Anderson, but not cleared. Zinchenko threw it right onto the stick of Stoichevsky, who just didn't get a clean touch on it. This puck cleared down the length of the ice. Linesman says no icing to play on. 14:30 rather, here in the third period. McKittrick and Weber get tied up, and the referee letting both of those go. And now Logar sidesteps Steve Brown. Logar comes in, tries to outweigh the goaltender. Net comes off again. And McCollum kicks the net off. Logar not happy about it. Sends us to a media timeout. Nothing's going to happen on this one. We're going to a timeout. Back with you in just a little bit. Black Bears penalty kill is looking pretty good.
Fans, the Black Bears are back in town on Friday, January 19th and Saturday the 20th for a weekend showdown against the Danbury Hatchbacks. Don't wait. Get your tickets ahead of time by visiting BinghamtonBlackBears.com. Can't wait to see you there.
Advancements in new clinical therapies are made possible by heroes like you. Velocity Clinical Research is looking for volunteers to participate in clinical research studies. Compensation is provided. There's a Velocity location near you on Upper Front Street in Binghamton. Learn more about participating and becoming a Velocity medical hero today.
Oh, Labatt, you make me think of good things. Good things. Like calming tempers down. Good things. And passing them around. So stand up and cheer. Labatt's good beer. Good things.
Share a good-natured Canadian Pilsner.
Apologies for the black screen there, just a little bit. Getting back to the action now. They almost dropped the puck, but one of the referees said, hey guys, we're supposed to be at a media timeout. And as a member of the media, we're very thankful for those. Gives us a second to catch up on our notes.
Definitely need the moment to recuperate. This is about as, not as stressful as goaltending, but certainly up there.
Hammering slap shot from Dan Weber. Wide of the target, Schultz trying to reverse it around, and a breakaway coming now for Nick DiNicola. He comes flying in, and he hit the post.
He beat Magnanimo, but couldn't slip it inside the far post.
Well, some PTSD there from last night. Very nearly a very similar play to what was going on in the third period last time, but things seem to have changed a bit, luckily.
So Harwell sets up a beautiful play for DiNicola on a breakaway, and McAnanama maybe got a piece of it to direct it to the post, or maybe the puck was just hunting for the iron. Either way, the score stays the same. And I do see the comments about our friend Doug peeping through the headsets a little bit. Just know that there's only one person separating myself from Doug, and that is Nolan Egbert. So tight quarters up here. Ivashkin hammers a slap shot right onto the tape, but Thompson on the rebound. Wasn't expecting it. And this puck is going to be cleared, tipped on the way through by a Black Bear. So no icing. McAnanama steers it around for Stone, too far ahead. But unfortunately for Danbury, Connor Woolley's pass is inadvertent, and he collides with Woolley up at the red line. So Cunningham takes a shoulder from Bond. Physicality is picking up here, as expected. That's what Nolan talked about while we were at intermission. As you know, the bad blood from last night will definitely spill over here in the third period of tonight's game. Binghamton tried a clear attempt, but it was failed. 12:22 left here in the third period. So Fletcher, high flip. It's steered on target for McCollum. Danbury not allowed to change. I call this reverse icing. Nolan, what do you think about that?
I think that's an apt description. Danbury is stuck on the ice, and yet we are in the Danbury zone. So all things considered, mission accomplished by that dump in from Fletch.
So Fletch dumped that puck in from the behind the red line, and since McCollum froze it, Danbury not allowed to change. Kirkby wins it back to Liam Anderson. Anderson holds for a wrister, blocked. Yates the rebound, blocked again. Both those shots not making it towards McCollum's net. Kirkby trying to spin off a hit from Scully. He's pinned up against the wall. And then Yates gets sent down. Penalty coming up. The referee blows the whistle. Interference is the call against Troy Harwell. And the Black Bears appear to be headed to a Henny Hard Seltzer power play. Troy Harwell coming in and taking out Gavin Yates, who did not have the puck.
Huge opportunity here for the Black Bears leading up to the TV timeout coming up. If they could make some separation with about 10 minutes to go, that would be a huge boon to their efforts in trying to walk away with a regulation win.
Time of the penalty, 8:15. Troy Harwell gets 2 minutes for interference. Second unit starts this power play for the Black Bears. They are the unit that has scored. That is now 1 for 2. Schultz hammers a slap shot, and McCollum walkers it away. And I'm picking up on what you're throwing down, Nolan, that McCollum very quick to go down to his knees.
I would say that's the right play there for him, especially with the reach. But
okay.
But no, he's playing well.
Bond over to Smith. Smith wanted the one-timer. Not going to get it there. Bond with a nifty little pass into the bumper. Thompson a shot just wide off the glove side. Cleared by Danbury is Johnny Ruiz. We'll have to sit down and take another shift a couple minutes later. Here, Danbury kills off the first 35 seconds of the Henny Hard Seltzer power play. Cross-ice pass onside. Smith saucering it over. Thompson, one touch over to Bond. And the net comes off as Yao, streaking back, crashes into the net and collides with his own goaltender as the puck was on the wall on the far side.
For all the net off the mooring plays so far, I would say that was the most legitimate. That's probably going to go off in any building in any league around the world. But tough missed opportunity there, especially with that backdoor pass getting through.
Did you ever play in an arena that still used the concrete pegs growing up?
I did not.
Okay.
Those were things of legend to guys my age.
Face-off knocked away by LaBelle. Zinchenko is going to skate one-on-one with Dakota Bond and sidestep a hit. Connor Smith gets the loose puck halfway through this power play for the Black Bears. Smith, cross-corner dump in from the red line. LaBelle had it knocked off of his stick by Smith. Ivashkin, though, can't catch up to it in time. And that'll be shot down the length of the ice, and the other unit will make its way on for the remaining 45 seconds of this power play. Oliveri dropping it back for Yates, a little behind Yates, but he picks it back up. Yates moving east and west, gets around Yao. Picks his head up, surveys his options. Kirkby slaps it over to Oliveri. Easy kick save by McCollum, who was already waiting for it. And knocked down at the red line by Yates. Quick re-entry for the Black Bears. Kirkby from the top of the screen back over to Oliveri. Gets to the umbrella. Wrister blocked by Ratcliffe into the net and out of play. Under 10 minutes left to go here at the Danbury Ice Arena. We'll take a media timeout. Come back with 13 seconds of power play time for the Black Bears right after this.
Advancements in new clinical therapies are made possible by heroes like you. Velocity Clinical Research is looking for volunteers to participate in clinical research studies. Compensation is provided. There's a Velocity location near you on Old Vestal Road in Vestal. Learn more about participating and becoming a Velocity medical hero today.
Whether you're a high school or college athlete or a weekend warrior, Guthrie is the area's premier sports medicine program, offering injury evaluation, concussion management, physical therapy, and more. With a full team of providers across New York and Pennsylvania offering same or next day appointments, Guthrie gets you back in the game as quickly as possible. Call the Guthrie Sports Medicine team today at 866-GUTHRIE or learn more at guthrie.org/sportsmed.
Just in the nick of time, we're back. Walters hammers a slap shot, and Nolan, two guys who you really don't see on the power play, JT Walters and Liam Anderson out there. with 13 seconds when they started their shift. Not a bad idea from Coach Sherwood getting some defensemen out there ready for Harwell to come out of the box, right?
Certainly not. Coach Sherwood's definitely anticipating the fact that the play will go back the other end just as it has right here, and he wants to make sure he has the 5-on-5 lines ready to go.
So Harwell in pursuit, loose puck.
Rebound available,
And it's knocked down in front of Macananamaw's net. People grabbing hold of each other. Referees asking everybody to separate. 9:39 left to go here in the period. Binghamton does not score on the power play. They are now 1 for 3. Danbury is 0 for 4.
Still appears to be some confusion down there about who's going where.
The officials are sending somebody to the box. 10-minute misconduct, and actually this should be a locker room, unless it's a 2-minute penalty. So that is Chase Harwell, scored 2 goals last night. That's a big piece of the Danbury puzzle. And we're staying at 5-on-5. So let me write this down.
Certainly a gift for the Black Bears right there, especially with the sort of mentality that they may not be getting all the calls they want. That is certainly something that's gone their way.
And we have
there appears to be another
whistle. This one against Tetreault. Danbury's tempers unwinding here in the third period. And the cross check is going to be, I thought, clear as day, Nolan. I don't know about you.
Absolutely. Anytime you see a player go into the spin cycle while he's curling down, it's an easy call to make.
So 10:33. So I believe that Harwell penalty is a 10-minute misconduct. They did the signal for misconduct, but they haven't put it up on the board. So now that you're down by 2 and you're Danbury again, you start to take some chances shorthanded, Nolan?
Not shorthanded at this point. With the way their offense rolls, they're pretty confident they could probably get 2 within 7 minutes. Bears have to be aware of that as well.
So, Logar at the red line, crosses the blue, tried to get it over to Kirkby, but it's knocked off of his stick. And you want to sustain offensive pressure because you want to keep momentum in your favor. I don't want to say you don't want to play keep away and just run time off the clock.
Absolutely. The prevent defense is not a viable solution when it comes to hockey. All it does is let the other team get more and more chances.
Centering pass, Ivashkin denied by McCollum again. And now Danbury's trying to go shorthanded. McKittrick, no, couldn't gain further than the red line. Thompson trying to go wide, centering it up high into the night sky. Glove down. Now Danbury comes back shorthanded. Cunningham gets around Schultz, and it's kicked out by Macananamaw. So Danbury comes shorthanded, and Cunningham ever so close to getting a shorthanded goal.
Making me eat my words right there, but timely save from C-Mac.
Smith puts it into the corner. Thompson reverses it over to Schultz. 30 seconds left to go in the Henny Hart-Seltzer power play. Smith holds, wrister. McCollum made the save. There's a piece of driftwood down behind the Danbury net. But everybody has a stick accounted for. Smith fires one-timer, kicked out again by McCollum. Held in by Bond. He reverses it around the kick plate for Schultz, who's waiting for it. Bond will now move over to that side of the blue. Thompson down low, snared by McCollum with 7:30 left to go in the third period and 3 seconds left in the penalty to Tetreault.
McCollum showing once again that you're not going to beat him down low, especially not in such a critical juncture of the game right now. He's in the zone, and if he's capable of making the save, he's probably going to. You got to make sure you're getting pucks up high somewhere where he can't reach it.
Fletcher and Ruiz do battle, and Fletcher will just start skating backwards. Tetreault has come out of the penalty box. This is offsides against Danbury, but Ruiz and Woolley will touch up, so Binghamton power play now 1 for 4 on the night. Dumped in by Danbury, but knocked outside the blue. A partial touch-up on the delayed call. 7 minutes left to go here in the third period.
It's the point of the game where the Black Bears can't go back on their heels. They have to keep pushing forward, otherwise Danbury's going to repeat the same thing they've done 3 times in a row.
Another delayed offsides call, and Ratcliffe will make the linesman intervene. And we'll have a neutral zone face-off in front of the Black Bears bench with 6:50 left to go. So neat little tidbit that I just saw. Coach Billy McQuarrie has an iPad on the bench, and he's watching the live stream and pulling up replays. I don't think it's ours. I think it's the Danbury home feed, and I would pull up my own team's feed as well. But neat little tidbit. He was talking with one of the players and running through replays like he was rewinding on YouTube, like when you miss a funny joke in a video. So this puck behind the Danbury net. It's wrapped around the kick plate. Walters tries to get it over to Oliveri. Got a lot of Black Bears on the same side of the ice. And Steve Brown now tries to reverse it around. He's impeded by Anderson. Centering pass for Oliveri, looking for his point streak. Instead, sent it wide. Oliveri gets his stick back. A beautiful back check by Logar on his opposite number. Walters trying to settle the puck down. He's got 2 hat tricks trying to take it away from him. Zinchenko, the goal scorer for Danbury, gets it down low for Dina Cola. Fanned on a pass partially. Tetreault pinches from the blue line. And now Stoichevsky on the backhand off the skates of Liam Anderson and cleared back out into the neutral zone. Danbury touches up, plays on sides, high slap shot wide of the target. Danbury's changing. And gloved down and knocked into the safety net by Cunningham with 5:34 left to go.
This is the point of the game where the Black Bears can't afford any momentary lapses of reason. They just need to stay the course at this point, not get into their own heads. They have what they need to win the game. Just need to make sure that they don't hand anything to Danbury that they didn't absolutely rip out of their clutch.
Face off one back to Yao, but takes a bounce off the wall, and it eludes the native of British Columbia. Now Schultz comes away with the steal, tries to get it over to Yates and settle it down. Too far ahead for the Plymouth, Massachusetts native. But now, behind the net, starting and stopping, made 2 men miss. And LaBelle finally knocks it off the stick of Gavin Yates. Kirkby coming back for LaBelle, and Ruiz trying to spring a trap in the Black Bears defense. Kirkby, though, saw it coming, and wise decision by the Black Bears captain covering for Dan Weber, who tried to keep that play alive in the offensive end. Now that we're under 5 minutes left to go, Nolan, got to ask you a question. Do we really need to be seeing the defensemen pinch in anymore on the offensive side?
Maybe not as aggressively as they have been for most of the game, but certainly shouldn't be back on their heels and just waiting for Danbury to make their next push.
Washington with a hit on Abdella in front of the penalty box, and now Scully comes flying in. His shot over the blocker of McAnanama. Tetreault does hold it in, and he fires looking for a tip. Didn't get it. McKittrick took his eye off the puck, trying to center up to Woolley, who was cutting through the middle of the ice. Schultz with a soft flip, and it goes end over end. This will be icing against the Black Bears. 4:09 left to go. That sends us to a media timeout. Waiting for the horn just to make sure. It's under 5 minutes. And it is going to be a media timeout. Back with you just after this.
Advancements in new clinical therapies are made possible by heroes like you. Velocity Clinical Research is looking for volunteers to participate in clinical research studies. Compensation is provided. There's a Velocity location near you on Upper Front Street in Binghamton. Learn more about participating and becoming a Velocity medical hero today.
Toyota trucks. Let's go places.
Welcome back, everybody. Danbury Ice Arena, Brooks Hill. And our goaltender, Nolan Egbert, doing guest color commentary. First time in my 2 years that we've had a player on the broadcast. Tried to get Jeremy Forget to do it last year when we were down in Columbus, but he just didn't have the confidence. And he said it was very hard to see the puck from that far away. But I guess when you're a goaltender and you're not used to being in press row, things are a little bit different. Rebound from McAnanama, poked wide on a shot from John Scully. Thompson gets this puck out. Fletcher will skate after it, and it'll be chipped into the Black Bears bench. Neutral zone face-off coming up with 3:45 left to go.
My apologies on the clock right there. I'm starting to feel the effects of such a tight game this late in. And that should be back to normal.
So center ice face-off, Ruiz and Logar. Excuse me. Linesman asked the wingers to... Oh, McCollum came out of his net. No icing. He thought Bond was at the red line. Danbury was very content to let that go behind the goal line and get an offensive zone face-off, but instead the clock keeps running. Chip in charge now. Cunningham against Dan Stone. It's overskated by the Hat Tricks player. Stone trying to reverse it around. Centering up to Steve Brown. Shot wide. Stuff chance denied by McAnanama, and then he gets his mid on top of it. Melts it down with 3:13 left to go.
McCollum's on the bench right now. Looks like they're going to go for the extra attacker early right here.
Wouldn't be surprised if they call timeout right now as well. Well, you got some fresh players on, but maybe 30 seconds later.
I would guess they're going to wait until they get some pressure. Hopefully for them, they would like to get one and then call that timeout when things are starting to press.
So no icing right there. Doesn't make the line. You see that the net is vacated. McCollum is on the bench.
Oh, Mac might go for this. He is.
So McAnanama goes for it, and just wide, it's icing.
Oh, my excitement got the better of me there.
That would have been the first goalie goal in Black Bears history. And when you're up by 2, I think your coach is okay with you taking that opportunity, right?
Oh, absolutely, especially what we were talking about with icings and going for the empty net. The attitude has changed the past few years. Absolutely go for that empty net. Worst case scenario, you get yourself a quick whistle.
Kirkby wins the face-off back. Net still empty, 2:50 left to go. Scully tries to center it up. Kirkby tries to paw it down. On the backhand, not out. Yao skates in. Shot! And a save made by McAnanama. Back up to the blue line. Yao finds it on his stick again. Ratcliffe holding. Trying to dance around. His shot blocked by Bond. Fans on the clear. And now Ratcliffe back over to Yao. Shot blocked by Smith. I feel like me and Doug are saying the same thing, but it's because we're watching the same game. Pinned up against the wall. McKittrick on the backhand. Separated from the puck by Dakota Bond, and he's going to try to soccer this one out of the zone, and he does. So Danbury has to touch back up. Ratcliffe, quick re-entry into the zone. 2:05 left to go. Dina Cola, the trailer, playing it down low for McKittrick. The alternate captain, centering pass, denied. McAnanama reaches out, puts his mid on top, and with 1:56, play is stopped here. And now I would think that Danbury wants to call their timeout.
You would assume so.
Pressure.
Having a conversation with the referee right now.
I just saw Billy McCreary make the signal. Timeout Danbury with 1:56 left to go here in the period. McAnanama with some good saves, and we saw him playing the puck very well right there. Not afraid to take the icing. McAnanama will take this opportunity. Skate over to the bench, and I assume probably have a conversation with Sam Levecchi.
Oh, I guarantee they are laughing about this right now. I mean, there's always the nervousness that that the game might still have some twists and turns that they don't anticipate yet, but that'll certainly be something that they're that we're all going to be talking about for the next week or so and practicing in practice. Not as if we don't every day as it is. We all want to get that goal. That's the dream of every empty net scenario, but I'm sure Danbury will be a lot more cautious with getting the puck in the zone, trying to cross that blue line, just because how much of an offensive threat Mac has been with and without the pads this season.
That's the voice of Nolan Egbert. Chat's loving you, by the way. They say we should have you on more often, but we also want to see you in between the pipes and in uniform soon once you come off this IR.
Well, I appreciate the hospitality from everyone.
Cleared out of the zone. Fletcher gets into a skate race, has to beat out Jared Yao. Icing against the Black Bears with 1:47 left to go. So Ruiz a little displeased with his players right now on their wing play on the face-off. You're saying, guys, you got to help me out. Can't let Kirkby just clear it every time off a face-off.
Bad time to be discombobulated.
Weber pinned up against the wall by Steve Brown. Puck is underneath him. Puck is still loose. Referee says to play on and makes its way back over to LaBelle near the blue line. LaBelle plays it down low for Ruiz. Under 90 seconds left to go here. Yao. Back over for Ruiz. Shot. McAnama made the save. Rebound was available. Oh, look out. Loose puck. Takes a funny bounce off the wall, and Yao pitching in. 70 seconds left to go. Yao holding. Has it lost in his skates. McAnama kicked it out. Ratcliffe playing it over for LaBelle, and McAnama got a piece of that again. Kirkby on the clear attempt. Not out. Thompson on the second opportunity does. Bullseye. Black Bears score the empty net goal. Austin Thompson with 53 seconds left to go. Black Bears score the empty net tally, and the masses start to head for the exits.
What a good feeling
from the ice arena.
What a good feeling for this team. Get that empty net goal. Take the pressure off a bit. It'll be a nice bus ride home for everyone.
So now you just want to leave with everybody in one piece. Don't need to get anybody hurt here in this final 53 seconds.
Absolutely not. You hate to call any type of hockey garbage time, but that's exactly what this is right now with the trash, quote unquote, taken out. Got to make sure that you walk out of here with every player with all their chiclets and other paraphernalia.
So Smith plays this off the glass. It'll make the line, and this will be another icing against the Black Bears with 33.8 seconds left to go. Security already getting ahead of the game and trying to usher people from behind the Black Bears bench out. So it looks like those security guards are getting their money's worth here tonight. So Binghamton will pick up 3 points. Another regulation win here at the Danbury Ice Arena.
Tough building to win in, no matter who you are, what time of day it is, what date it is. But what a great confidence boost for this team.
So Thompson's empty net goal is unassisted. Austin Thompson with a 3-point night. By my count, 2 assists in the empty net goal. Here, stretch pass for Zinchenko, unattainable. Stone. Can't see the clock, but just steered over for his partner, Bond. And Anderson playing it out. This will be the end of tonight's contest. Anderson doesn't go for the hit. Horn sounds, and the Black Bears will surround Connor McAnama, collecting his 8th win of the season. Binghamton picks up 3 points, now up to 62 on the season. Not Parker McCollum, that's the country music artist. Connor McCollum did everything he could in a losing effort for the hat tricks, keeping them in the game. Made some dazzling saves, both shorthanded and at even strength.
Absolutely. He is the hat trick star of this game. If it's not for him, then this thing would have ran away very quickly.
Dakota Bond giving some love to the Binghamton fans who braved the zone to come in and sit over with the Danbury fans. We will head to a quick timeout, come back with the La Quinta Inn & Suites post-game show. Jesse Anderson with some words still for one of the linesmen making his way over to the locker room. So don't know what that's going to solve afterwards, but we're going to timeout. Come back. La Quinta Inn & Suites postgame show right after this.
Advancements in new clinical therapies are made possible by heroes like you. Velocity Clinical Research is looking for volunteers to participate in clinical research studies. Compensation is provided. There's a Velocity location near you on Upper Front Street in Binghamton. Learn more about participating and becoming a Velocity medical hero today.
Toyota Trucks. Let's go places.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Danbury Ice Arena. As they call out the 3 stars. Okay, so I have them written down, and I'll talk about their stats in a little bit. But I now, for right now, wanted to give Nolan the opportunity to give his final thoughts on tonight's game and also his experience being on color before we let him go, get in the locker room and celebrate this win with his teammates and also help pack up with his fellow goaltender. So Nolan, why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Well, first of all, even from up here in the press box, you can feel the excitement over on the bench of everyone finally getting that long-awaited W against this tough Hat-Tricks team. But first of all, I'd like to thank all the fans for tolerating my inexperience in this and all the kind words towards me. It's been an unforgettable experience. Hopefully in the future I get a chance to do it again, but for the moment I'll stick with goaltending, and I'll leave the commentating to Brooksy and whomever joins him in the booth. But with that said, thank you very much, and good night.
Thank you, Nolan. You did an excellent job, and it was a real treasure and treat to have you up here in the broadcast booth, as we were able to really get inside what a player is thinking during the game and get some unique perspective. Also from a goaltender. You don't get to talk to goaltenders too much because they're like pitchers in baseball. The days that they're playing, you're not supposed to talk to them as members of the media. So it's really nice to have an opportunity to talk to Nolan here as he makes his way down to the locker room. Big thanks to Doug Latuca helping us get set up, along with Calvin from the Danbury Hat-Tricks with Ethernet all weekend long in HDMI so that you can see this feed on YouTube. Final score in tonight's game, 2-1 in favor of the Black Bears. They will pick up 3 points in regulation, pick up their 19th win of the season. Let's get to the Columbia Mutual Life Insurance stat sheets. Final count of shots on goal, 35 for the Black Bears and 32 for Danbury. Danbury does have a late charge in that third period. Binghamton was able to get 10 shots on goal in the third period. Danbury picks up 9. Danbury finishes the night 0 for 4 on the power play. Binghamton finishes 1 for 4, and it's Nikita Ivashkin with the power play goal, the difference maker. Not the difference maker, excuse me. Got the Black Bears on the board first. Game-winning goal goes to Josh Fletcher. Let's get to Rocco Testani, 3 stars of tonight's game. Josh Fletcher, the 3rd star with the game-winning goal. That was at even strength, an unassisted goal. Austin Thompson taking home the silver with a goal and 2 assists, a 3-point night for Thompson. And the 1st star, deservingly so, Connor McAnanamaw with 31 saves in net for the Black Bears. Stopped 31 of 32 and did not allow a goal in the 2nd or 3rd period. So we have a long ride back. I'm sure we're going to have some people waiting by the bus, making life hard to get out of the arena and whatnot. So we know Drock has already started the bus. So we're going to go ahead and call it quits here tonight. Me and Cole will talk to you live from the from the Vision Veterans Memorial Arena on Friday, January 19th at 7 p.m. for the 3 of 4 matchups in a row between these two sides. Binghamton comes to Danbury this weekend and will head back home with 4 points. For my partner Nolan Egbert, everybody back home with the Binghamton Black Bears. EJ updating our social media while we're on the road. My name is Brooks Hill. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast, and we will see you again soon.